The final word.
The final word.
The final word. Hey, what we talking about today?
Man, I was getting scared, man, listening to y'all behind the scenes. My God. That's y'all.
The future is here.
It's already here.
We here.
Like I said, get out while you can.
Let them wait. It's over with, bro.
These boys talking about AI.
It's a wrap, B.
Departments and, yeah, it's over. People be getting shot every day, B.
So it said, wipe yourself. You're bleeding.
Yeah.
The final word.
Well, the final word. It is that.
Hey,
I can't wait to hear y'all responses too. I can't wait to see y'all.
come on, man.
I know Tuck been going ham.
I'm the Kool-Aid committee stirrer, baby. Come on. I'm the Kool-Aid stirrer. Come on.
Don't smooth out.
Come on, stir that
I'm
Kool-Aid
sorry,
up.
drink Kool-Aid. Boss been drinking Kool-Aid for a while, so I don't know. I want to hear
Yeah.
you drink Kool-Aid this one.
I'm on a dive, big.
Yo, okay, you ain't drink no Kool-Aid on this one, huh?
What?
The final word.
The final
Hey,
word.
we
Just think about your off season. Think about the
We
off
drafted so
final
good
word.
the Eagles can't even enjoy their draft
The
without
final
talking about
word.
ours.
The final word.
Man, all y'all was talking
The
about, man.
final word.
Lord, that's an all-day talk. I can't do it on Twitter. It's unrelentless.
Isaac, I'm not.
It's all
You
day.
got all the way
No.
to September, man.
Hey, y'all know how many tweets I deleted today, bro? How many
No,
deleted?
it's all day.
I deleted so
It's all
many.
day.
Like I just wrote them and it was like, nah, The dude got final like word. 200
Yeah.
followers. I'm good.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
Twitter give you that little buff. Like, are you sure?
Tripping like that, man?
Are you sure?
Yeah. That are you sure? And saved me so many times, man. Like, are you
Man.
sure, Tuck? You want to send that? I'm like, yeah, you right.
Right.
Hey,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the AI right
Hey,
there. That AI was
AI,
back
man.
then.
That AI would already printed it. You'd be like, oh, I ain't mean to print that. Oh, damn.
The
And it got
final
descriptive with it.
Hey, I'm like, let me rephrase that for you. I got it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, rephrase.
Rephrase. Yeah.
Well,
Come on.
The final word. Hey, I got a question. Hey, where did Andre Carter end up going? The final
Wow.
I can't say that. I can't say nothing about that, bro.
that dude didn't
You
even
wrong.
get drafted, bro.
Oh,
I know.
wow.
Which is crazy.
I was there.
Y'all
like,
wrong, man.
The draft was wild, man. Like
Eli
for real.
Yeah.
Rick didn't get drafted either.
No, The final
Yeah.
word. Nah, these GMs is wrong. But hey, they know some stuff we don't.
Word.
Don't know
final
nothing
word.
though. I would love to pull up all the mock
The
drafts that were
final
up and
word.
see who got one really right.
The final. You know
Nobody.
what?
AI.
I would love to see.
AI,
I would
exactly.
love to see last
AI,
year's
predict
grades
the draft.
and the year before that grades from all of these major networks. That's what we should do. We should pull back last year and the year before that.
Yeah.
See where they grades at.
The final word.
Yeah, grades be crazy every year, man, and it was some crazy stuff. It was crazy. People, running backs running 4.2s going in the 5th round. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, facts.
The Lions set that mug on fire, though, bro. When the Lions went crazy, the whole draft went crazy.
I mean, Gibbs at
they
12.
went
Wow.
Yeah, it was just
I,
like,
I thought it went crazy when Witherspoon went.
yeah, to Seattle, yeah.
I just wanna run it up. Count a check or something. I've been really in the field, let up.
We've been killing it on the final word.
I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel. Lately, I just wanna run it
All
up.
right, Cameron.
Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to
And if it was up to me, if it was up to little old me to make a pick, it would
Take me
probably
out. I
go
thought it
a
was
little
the-
something like this.
Bunch of these this
And
year,
with the 17th pick of the 2020 Dallas Cowboys NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select CeeDee Lamb. Oh,
wrap it up today.
Boom, maker, baby.
I will move down.
But next year, them B-rolls gonna be fire.
You
know what I'm saying?
We got to trade.
Them B-rolls gonna be fire. From all that traveling y'all boys did,
We were just here
all
talking.
that good footage.
He was literally talking about Mozzie right 10 minutes before the draft kicked off, bro.
Yeah, the B-rolls gonna be sick. Ooh, it's gonna be sick. Man, this year alone was just crazy. It's just too many receipts.
When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home, go.
I love Parsons as a rush defensive end, right? If you draft him and you put him on the end, turn him into another DeMarcus Ware. Let him rush the quarterback, get upfield, and create damage to the other opposing offense.
We got the pick.
Man, here it is.
We got the pick. Yeah, this gotta be Parsons. Like, Parsons the best player available.
Go home. Yeah, these championship rings on my hands now. In my head, I'm top 10, yeah, that's hands down. You a squad, now you're looking man down. Funny how foes turn to friends now.
So the Cowboys just selected Jake Ferguson with pick 129. Hey, I'm good. I love
got
the
another
pick.
Jake
I love
Ferguson
the
this year.
player. I know that a lot of people will say that this is probably a reach. This is about where I had Jake Ferguson. Really solid player from Wisconsin. He can do all of it. He can block. He can run routes. He can actually make people miss in the open field.
Have a race car like a Atari now. Call filling up, I need product again. Treat the business like a playground, might slide on you. Do me wrong, might slide on you. Do a backflip, cause I'm mad rich. I'm the definition of what that is. Go hard, go home. Go hard, go home. Go hard, go home. Go hard, go home. Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, go home. Go hard, go home.
I'm gonna switch it up. Let's do this. Let's switch it up. We gonna switch it up, man. We gonna do that old cornball. All right, we're gonna do a little bit different today, man. We're gonna switch it up, man. All right, we got the final word so big. The first word. What's your overall impression of the draft? We got the defensive ends surrounding you.
Why'd you put that one out? Why'd you put that on Big Game?
You know I'm gonna start it off with Big Bro.
You should have put Carter by me.
Yeah,
put him by OC.
Don't put that by
OC.
Oh,
Put him by OC.
See the OC.
Who is
where
that
you
guy,
at, bro?
34?
You gotta come defend yourself, OC. I can't
just
get your back today.
But if you want my, y'all went hard on the weekend, so shout out to all you guys. Shout out to Tuck. Shout out to DMV. They was out there popping, doing their damn thing. Shout out to the great interviews Tuck had. Really good stuff out there. Shout out to you, DMV, as well. Good coverage and your big board. Shout outs to you on that. And shout out to Law and Boss and OC, how y'all went hard on the weekend. You know what I'm saying? Great job. So
appreciate it, big dog. We missed you, though, bro.
Hey, you know how family goes.
I do.
My initial thoughts of it, if you want me to give a quick grade, I gave it a C.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason why I gave it a grade, I wasn't like mad at the draft. I wasn't like frustrated, but I just feel like when I look at the draft right now as it stands, when I look at all the picks, I just really see two guys that are really going to see the field significantly, and that's Mozzie Smith and Luke Schoonmaker. I don't know if Overshown gets in there because unless it's an injury. Because as long as Curse and Wilson in there and also Malik Hooker, I don't see where he gets any time. And you're talking about a linebacker, LVE is going to be there. You still got Cox. You've seen Damone Clark and what he did, and he has that size and ability, and he's a tackling machine. I don't see where he gets in there. And plus, he missed a lot of tackles at Texas, a lot of tackles. And Fehoko, edge, but he's not really an athletic guy. He's a really try hard, go motor guy. But where does he even smell the field on that defensive line? Richards, to me, it's a death pick because he went in the 5th, and you look at all the other guys they already had, and they keep talking about the Waleskos and the Fairnooks. And the Josh Balls. They're talking about them, and then even the guy they got over. So I feel like he's a depth guy. Eric Scott Jr., he's going to be fighting in the cornerback room. It's kind of already set. Maybe you got to see what Kelvin Joseph and those guys are doing. Jalen Brooks, I don't even know, because you got those guys wet in front of him. I think Deuce Vaughn makes some noise on the team just because of what he can add with that speed and that quickness element, that Darren Sproles element. You can really freak him in the game. So I can definitely see him getting some snaps. But other than that, that's why I gave it a C, because I only feel like two guys are really going to really play. Because if you look at the draft last year, there wasn't a lot of players besides like the Tyler Smiths that really got big significant snaps except Deron Bland, but that was due to injury. And even Damone Clark, we had injuries, and that projected them to play. If those injuries weren't there, I don't know if they got those snaps.
And before you start giving those grades, big dog, I want to break it down, okay? Because I'm seeing how sometimes people can have different grades, right? So we go break it down how we've always broken down over here, okay? We go give 2 grades or 3, all right? First grade is going to be, was it a draft for the future? Because that's a totally different grade, right? You can actually agree with some picks if you know it's for the future. You can give it a high grade if you know if it's for the future, you know? So I think we should split it up, because I think this is what's going on in a lot of fans' heads. You feel me, Law? Where some people giving this draft like a D, some people giving it an A. But what's really going on, in my opinion, is you seeing some people saying, I trust Will. He go get it right. These guys go work out. That's a different thinking than people that's saying, did we do picks that was for this contention? You know what I mean? So I think if we kind of go and just walk down the line and give 2 grades, I think people go understand both perspectives. So we'll start with you, Law, and then we'll
Man, I pretty much love that perspective, because I said it before the draft kicked off, man. If we pull up the depth chart for this team before the draft, a lot of you guys were saying, hey, man, that's a 12-win team. That's a 13-win team.
Facts.
And now the draft is here. People got, wee-woo moments. They got different thoughts with it, because now they're in the middle. But I said this before. If you pick up Deron Bland last year and drafted him in the 2nd, right? Would you be mad about the pick now that you know that he had 5 INTs?
No.
Nah, you'd be like, damn, that dude, he came out of nowhere, and the Cowboys were able to scoop him up, and he had 5 INTs. Hey, that put him right there with Tariq Woolen and Sauce, and both of those boys played phenomenal in that DB room. So now that we look at this particular draft, and we can look at it, if you pull up all of the guys, Mozzie Smith, Luke Schoonmaker, Overshawn, Junior Fehoko, Asim Richards, Eric Scott, Deuce Vaughn, Jalen Brooks. Day one, we don't need not one of those guys to be the starter.
Right.
Look, Mozzie, I get it. I love the strength. I love the mindset. But, hey, he still got to update his resume, and it's going to be a tall hill for him to outbeat and outperform big Jonathan Hankins. So that's a situation. Luke Schoonmaker, as much as we say, yes, he's the oldest tight end on this team, I believe.
Dude, 80.
But even – go ahead.
80. Dude, 100.
Hey, Benjamin Button over here, man.
Man.
Yeah. But he's coming in expecting to be tight end 1 or 2, give or take. So we will look at this battle, and we will see what type of dog mentality Jake Ferguson got and Peyton Hendershot. And then we look at Overshawn. I need to find out now what Jabril Cox is made of, right? So now what this do with this particular situation, because you and I talk, boss, we talk to him, we know where his heart at, so now it's time for them to put it out there. So I would give those guys grades as it relates to effort, and pretty much for the future, you got to give them a B+. Overall grade, B. Now, before we go to the next person, because I feel like I'm hogging, but before we go to the next person, Fehoko, Junior Fihoko. You know, the Cowboys got this situation whereas we love to draft someone not in their natural position, right? We love to draft a tackle and put them at guard. We love to draft a safety and put them at DB or cornerback. We love to draft a cornerback and put them at safety. Now we are drafting an edge guy saying that, hey, we're going to feed him a little bit and put him down inside. Are we explaining who Tyrone Crawford was, right? A twinner guy who played on the outside plus can kick inside. So we will find out, but I think Fihoko can take my guy Navel Gallimore's spot and give him a run for his money, but it's going to be hard for this man to switch from the outside down and inside. I don't care what the level of potentials will say because you still got to go through growing pains. I'm going to stop right here and let someone else go.
Now, you was cooking, bro.
Boy, no, I'm going to go all the way down to this with Eric Scott and Deuce Vaughn and all that, but I'll be going all day, man.
We going to go one by one. We going to give all these grades on
Well, let me say this. With Asim Richards, it's a situation whereas, hey, he's raw. He's going to have to work on his feet. He's going to have to work on his strength. He's going to have to work on a lot. And now they're saying, okay, I said this before, tackles do make better guards, but now you're going to have to throw this guy into unknown territory with one of the best defensive front. So you're going to have him trying to get down inside, although his tape do look pretty right because he only allowed 3 sacks out of 1,000 some hundred pressures there. So that's pretty good. But at the end of the day, there's still development situation that we have to look out for. Now, as far as the Eric Scott kid, Jr., shout out to him. He'll be wearing number 37. He one of my Mississippi boys. He ran a 4.740. They said it was due to his hamstring or leg that he pulled up on. And a lot of people are saying that this could be our Deron Bland 2.0. But here's my thoughts. We traded up to get him. I don't think that there was a soul out there that had Eric Scott on their mind, So we did give up some assets to go get him. So we will see how that pressure builds and make him. And trust and believe, he's going to have a lot of competition to go up against. Now, Deuce Vaughn, he is one of my favorites out of this draft. Y'all know I love the underdog. Yes, he's 5'5", 175 pounds. But one sneaky thing that I've seen out of him, he's built right, pause, but he's built right for the moment because he did bench press 225 17 times. That's more than Andre Carter, right? Is that more than Carter?
Way more Carter.
So he did bench press 225 17 times. So they give me a little strength right there. And he is good in between the splits of running. And there's a side-by-side diagram that I'm gonna pull up later on that his numbers are very comparable to Tony Pollard. And Jalen Brooks, I haven't watched all of his film yet, so y'all give me time.
All right. That boy gave the whole analysis of the whole.
He sure did, bro. We get to go home.
We need to go and just show over. No more show. That's it.
I kept going, baby.
Yeah. 100K loud spoke. Let's cut the stream. All right, who next? Because we just talking about just your general feel right now. We just talking about how you generally feel.
But you did get my grade, B+ for the future, B for right now. You did get it though, right?
No, we gonna do it one by one.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay.
But that's good.
So for me, I agree with everyone. This was an absolute future draft, and I feel like that's kind of the numbing effect when it comes to when we look at this draft for me personally.
Yeah.
Because last year's class, it had a kind of a layer of injuries that had to happen for us to even see a lot of those players, Tyler Smith, even Deron Bland, and even Sam Williams kind of rotation. So I feel like even this year, there's an additional wall from last year's class that's going to be ahead of this year's class that would need to fall out in order for us to see a lot of these prospects. So, Law mentioned Asim Richards out of North Carolina. He was a guy I watch highly because y'all know I love his wide receiver out there in North Carolina and Josh Downs, right? He's going to have to really sit back and he's going to have to be behind that wall if Tyron Smith goes down, then Matt Waletzko goes down. Then, there's going to be a lot of different variables that have to happen before we can actually see the benefits of that pick. And when it comes to the Schoonmaker pick, before we did all these draft shows and we did 100 mocks, y'all, and every time we mentioned a prospect, if I remotely went wide receiver with the Quentin Johnston or we went Will McDonald, what was the consensus what everyone was saying? Nah, we got to go offensive line. We got to go offensive line, right?
Yep.
And then we see the footage yesterday. Will McClay and Mike McCarthy kind of going back and forth talking about Mozzie versus what was Matt Barajan addressing the offensive line versus the defensive line. Okay,
Hold on
cool.
Real quick, Tuck. Hold on.
Okay.
Here we go.
Just get warmed up.
Will, who would you take?
Personally, I would go with Mozzie because I know that he helps us now with the guard. I love the guard too. My question is, you're adding something to it where we have depth. I think the defensive lineman gives you an immediate starter and something for the future.
Here I am cut throat if we missed one of those two guys after having them both here in our hands.
Yeah, we're better on the line of scrimmage with either one of these guys. We've had offensive linemen there. We've had the opportunity to pick them. We've not had a defensive lineman, interior defensive lineman that high in quite some time.
We're good. Let's get him on the phone.
Cool story, bro. But you know, real cool story. But here's the thing: when I first heard that, it was like, where's that offensive line depth at the guard position? I don't see it. I don't see it. So, you know, even though they went with Mozzie, and I love the Mozzie pick, I'm perfectly fine with that. For them to have this conversation on day one, but not to address the offensive line until day 3, that was the head-scratching moment of the draft. Now, Luke Schoonmaker, y'all know that I like the tight end position, but when you look at him, he's 25 years old. Like Boss been saying, he's old. He's coming off quad injuries, 2 shoulder injuries. You know, it's just that pick was pretty much the low blow of the draft. Where I really couldn't appreciate a lot of everything else that really happened because it was just like it didn't make sense to me. Now they came out and said,
Chuck, let me ask you a question though. All that.
Yeah.
So, if Dalton Kincaid was in that mix when they was going over that, because everybody clearly had Dalton Kincaid higher than Matt Bergeron, right?
Well, that's what I want to know. When was that clip recorded? Was it after the Bills jumped him, or was that prior? And I believe it was after the Bills jumped him, to be honest with you.
I think so too. Think so too. That explains that the Cowboys were not really smoke screening us on the tight end room, because the very thing that they did in the 58 pick is say, oh damn, we got to get that tight end we've been wanting for this team. It appears that if it was a situation and scenario, hear me out, ladies and gentlemen. If Dalton Kincaid was still available, Mozzie and Bergeron, I'm quite sure they would have went with Dalton Kincaid, based off the fact that they drafted Schoonmaker in the 58 pick.
Yeah, and that's what I said in my video during the Schoonmaker draft. I said, yo, I apologize. That tight end thing was real. I thought it was a smoke screen. That was real as hell. And Mike McCarthy even spoke about, like, he just doesn't sound confident in Ferguson and Hendershot. So he wants competition at that position. But here's my question, my concern with that, right? How do you go from Dalton Kincaid to Luke Schoonmaker? Those are completely 2 separate tight ends, right? So it's like, for me, I just don't understand that pick, right? And like, here it is, but we already got him. So, you know, he is a talented. He's going to help in the run game. He's a willing blocker. But I just feel like it's not that clear separation, because I just don't think Ferguson's going out like that, where we're going to be looking up and feel like Luke is number 1, tight end 1, and Ferguson is tight end 2. So I'll ask y'all, if we're looking up and we're starting the game and starting the season and Ferguson is tight end 1, but Luke is tight end 2, do you still find that pick valuable that we went the 2nd round for a backup tight end?
And that goes into our grades. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
you got to look at. I didn't mean to cut you off, boss. My bad.
Just real quick. So that goes into the draft for the future, right? Because that's where you might like it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But for the contention, I get at an F.
Right.
Oh, I see how you grading now. I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
For
my bad, bro. I
contention,
didn't even get that. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, for that pick. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Right.
let's go ahead and get you on record then, right? So let's talk about it, because I want people to really understand all of us in context. Do you see? Let's do that all in order. All right, let's just do that all in order, real quick.
Okay.
So let me get DMV, and then we'll just kind of start really peeling back the draft on you?
Okay. For the most part, man, I think that they were trying to fill holes based on where they were, right? Like, from what I understand, though, like, I don't believe Kincaid was the guy. From what I understand, Mozzie was the guy from the workout. He was always their guy. And in the second round, Laporta was who they was hoping was going to be there. And when him, Musgrave, and all those other guys went, that's really what drove them to get Schoonmaker. But they stood up on the table for Schoonmaker because of his blocking and what he's able to do pro style, and they don't really gotta they can hit the ground running. I think ultimately when you look at it for what they did, it wasn't a bad draft. Like, is it an impact draft? That's what I was trying to tell
We
people.
gonna give
right?
it 2 grades though, big dog.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
You grade it overall, just right now.
To be honest, before we started the show, man, I had 3 grades for each. I had value, need, and fit. And I think that all of these guys fit for what we do. You know what I'm saying? Like, those grades were good. And also for need, but the value of them, that's where I had really, really low grades because, you know what I'm saying? Like,
we was low on value.
Schoonmaker was like a 4th round grade to me.
166.
Fahoko was like 6, you know what I'm saying? Mozzie was a 2. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it might have been high on their board, or maybe they felt like they wouldn't get to the next pick, and, they went and got those guys. Not bad players, not bad fits, but the value is where I'm like, meh, you know what I'm saying? So, but overall, I mean, we're going to go into these grades. So, I'll save it for that.
And the one thing I would toss in for that is, like, my frustration, you would move up and be aggressive to go get Eric Scott Jr., but not move up in the 2nd or 3rd round and go get a guy. So it's just like, I just can't get with the philosophy. And like I said, me and Boss talked about this yesterday on the show. It's like, sometimes when you know too much, it kind of impacts things, and I feel like we did so much.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, nah, bro, like, you can sell that to the average fan and be like, oh, well, Luke was the highest rated player on our board at the time. Nah, because like if Luke Schoonmaker was your highest rated player at 58, then I need to take that in Will McClay badge back, and saying that Will McClay I trust badge back, because there's no way you can convince me over Trenton Simpson or Cyrus Torrance or Drew Sanders that you had Luke Schoonmaker at a higher graded value. Like, no.
They was budgeted.
Was it value or was it need though? Because I thought it was high value. I don't
understand. It doesn't meet any of the standards to me. Like, it doesn't feel like a need or the value. So that's why it's hard to really digest the pick. Because
can I get a little nasty with it from an analogy here?
Go ahead.
The team is so doggone good right now that it's gonna mask all of that. It's like the spray, like the spray that you go get. And you spray it in the water. It's called poop spray. You can spray it in the water, right, before you go. It says literally spray before you go, and then you can use the restroom,
right, and
get up out of there. Don't play that drop. Ball, please don't play that drop.
You did it.
I did it to myself. But you can spray it, and then you can leave up out of there, and it just smells like potpourri. So regardless of who we I'm ready to do this for myself. Because it goes back to what I said, man. Before we even drafted, we could have won 12 to 13 games. But I listened to Boss Cowboy show the other day, man. It had me crying laughing when he broke down the 3 layers of fans. There's going to be a negative fan, right? Well, come on, break it down one more time for your boy. Break it down one more time, because they ain't liking what I'm saying right now. So you saying that Law is saying that this draft was shitty, but no, what I'm saying is no. We got the poop spray. You spray it in the water, and we can pretty much draft whoever we want because nobody can smell the.
Man, listen, guys. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Don't do it, man. They're gonna hate you, man.
I'm sorry, man. Listen, I'm gonna say something here. All five of y'all right now, and I'm sorry to say this. I'm sorry to get on here and have to say what I'm about to say right now. Okay, all five of y'all are soft. Y'all soft as Charmin. Y'all soft as wet toilet tissue. Because ain't none of y'all telling the real truth about this situation. This is a draft of backups. You drafted backups. We don't have one sure thing in this draft. We got Mozzie that has good potential, right? He was the second best, probably defensive interior lineman in here besides Jalen Carter. So you drafted him. Overshot was an overdraft. It's no way he should have got drafted
OC.
with that second pick. Yes.
No, I was with you. I said only two people was gonna play. I said only two people was gonna play.
Why you coming here smashing on people like
that? I'm only
no, I'm telling the truth because all y'all talking about, see, I'm so sick of this. No, I was listening to this. I was listening. I was listening to this. No, wait, hold on, boss. Hold on, boss. Don't you dare. Hold on.
The OC.
I was listening
no
to this.
emotions, no friends, no loyalty.
This business. That all y'all
Straight
talking about.
Business. Put hashtag straight business in the chat.
Go ahead, turn up then. Go let him cook then.
Go ahead, let him cook, man.
Yeah.
He's talking about me, man.
He ain't talking about me.
Wi-Fi monster.
I ain't gonna even lie. I'm laying it down softly though.
The Wi-Fi
See,
monster.
I'm the one to say hold up, OC. Hold up.
God froze him. See what God did? God froze him.
I said
God didn't do
two
that.
players.
God didn't do that.
Hold up, OC. I said two players. I said Mozzie would play and Schoonmaker was going to play. Vaughn is going to get some work in there because of his size and what he's going to be able to do in that offensive sets, and he could possibly do return kicks or punts. So, and I gave it a C if you're looking at the overall. Right. So you couldn't be talking about me in that aspect. Not at all.
He just
not at all.
Because he want to be all negative.
No,
he
I'm
just
not
wanted you
being
to come in here
negative.
smashing pumpkin.
Listen, man, I'm not being negative. I'm telling y'all how a TIS is, okay? So here's the deal, man. At the end of the day, man, you got not sure things. You can say, oh, we can win 12 or 13 games even before this draft. Well, man, look, man, who knows? I can guarantee that. Nobody can guarantee that you're going to win 12 or 13 games in this ever-improving NFC East. Not just the NFC at large, the ever-improving NFC East. And listen, my guy in North Carolina, I'm an offensive line guy. No, I'm mad at y'all because you're not. I'm mad at y'all. I'm mad because you're not putting it down the way you need to put it down. You're not telling the people what they really need to hear. And with the people, excuse me, sir, let me complete my thought. Listen, what the people really need to hear is that we don't have a sure starter in this draft, and we hope we get productivity out of one or two of these guys. That's what the people really need to hear. That is what the people, that is the truth, that is the whole truth, and that is nothing but the truth. So help me, God. And I hate the Cowboys for drafting all backups. And I thought about the draft for 2 days. I don't care what you say. I can slice it. Give me at least a starter or two out of this draft. God bless Mozzie. I hope he comes in here and he starts, because you know what? It's no mercy in the dojo, and you better come in here and get some productivity, because after that first year, your time is up, sir. You better be in here smashing pumpkins and making tackles for long. I'm telling you the truth, boss. And you know I'm telling you the truth.
Fight today.
It's on me now. Everybody that win, everybody that gave their 2 cents. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna be quick too. Everybody preached a whole long sermon. Y'all so used to having y'all independent shows, y'all forgot how to share. Hell wrong with everybody here, man. Everybody so used to preaching for an hour by themselves, they don't forgot how to share, man. Jesus,
gotta get that 8 minutes in, dog.
I see, man, because everybody, man, I was
the Easter sermon.
Boy, I swear, all these preachers out here with a hot mic, this didn't work good. But let me say this. I'm feeling a little bit better about the draft. And I'm not a Kool-Aid drinker. Because I am looking at it in 2 ways. You know what I mean? And I can be honest on both ways, right? Where I know from a contention standpoint, they was not aggressive. They was not aggressive. And going into this draft, I've been big. What didn't I say? I've been thinking about you, bro. I've been saying that for 2 weeks. I've been saying big, been saying for the longest that we not aggressive. And it was staying with me, bro. It was staying with me. And I was like, I think we finna go budget. And we did. But this is the good news. Because it's bad news, then it's good news. First of all, the good news is that we really only needed one position mainly, or two, running back and left guard, right? So with those two positions, everything else is quality, in my opinion, you know? So I think the Dallas Cowboys had the luxury, just keeping it real, to draft for budgets into the future. On some of it, I wish they would have been aggressive. Like round 2, that would have been the place to be aggressive for me. Like what Tuck said. Why didn't you go up and get Bergeron? Now, we've been saying on this show, we said you're going to have to go up either round 1 or you have to go up round 2. There's no way Matthew Bergeron, after them first wave of tackles, get wiped out. We all knew there's no way he was going to make it to us. Because it wasn't that many tackles, guards in the second.
Right.
So obviously they was going to get wiped out. You know what I mean? So it was like, if you like the guy, if they complete you, and DMV and now, we was also calling him a guard. We was like, yeah, we see him playing the guard right now. That can be your hybrid plan. And it's amazing that on a lot of things, we was saying everything the Joneses and Will was saying in terms of draft for the future and contention window. That's why Will McClay said he helps us now and to the future. That's exactly what we've been saying on this show. So let's just go just real quick. So in a nutshell, I'll say this. They failed in terms of being aggressive. They passed on doing things the way that they normally do it, where they draft these guys to replace guys into the future. So let's go around real quick.
Well, before you go there, I just want to ask the OC if you can blow that up one more time.
Gotcha.
That list right here, this is old list. We can't win 12 games with these guys right here.
You can win 12 games if all of those guys stay healthy and they play well. You absolutely can win 12. But the issue with football is that you cannot always accurately predict the future because you don't understand about play and you don't understand about health, which is why you always get better in any position you can get better at when you have the opportunity to draft.
So
you always try to get better.
In this draft, who we would have drafted to replace any of these guys right now?
So what you're looking at here, you can scratch Tyron Smith because he's not going to play the whole year. All right. And then also you can put a question mark about Terrence Steele because he's not going to be ready week 1.
Yep.
Right. So this is perfect case scenario. I'm sorry.
I said I'm giving you kudos in 2 areas, and that's offensive line.
Yeah. So because of that, you should have definitely picked a guard with your first 2 picks.
Yep.
All right. No. All right. So number 2. All right. Look at the RB position. We don't know if Tony. Put it back up there, boss. We don't know if Tony Pollard, his status. We don't know if he is going to be 100% and if he's going to remain healthy. You got to get another back, and you had a bunch of quality backs in this draft that you could have picked to shore up that running back position. Besides a journeyman running back that we signed from Tampa Bay. No offense to him. I hope he's good, but we don't know yet. We don't know where he is in his career. All right. Number 3. You got a defensive tackle. You tried to address that. You got Jonathan Hankins, who's going to play 25 to 20 snaps. So you tried to get a guy that could plug up in 2-gap in Mozzie Smith. Okay, fine. I'm okay with that. All right. That's why I said potentially, hopefully he does some stuff here. All right. But then furthermore, on the tight end position, why do you get I don't understand the methodology on why do you go second round with the tight end versus one of those other areas that I just mentioned. That is what's baffled me for days, and I cannot get it. And I only can come to one conclusion. Yes, this is a budget draft, and you had too much confidence in your particular roster. And when you have overconfidence in your roster lets you down because something happens that you don't expect, and then you wish you would have done something
Right.
that you did not do. And that is my contention with this draft.
And it's the same situation we went through last year, right? Because we all set back pre-draft wide receiver, right? Wide receiver was clear as day, and they didn't address it. And look how many resources they had to put in to address the wide receiver position. So we're right in the same situation. I'm not saying that you go Matt Bergeron in the first round. Mozzie Smith is perfectly fine, but like I still don't understand. Like OC was saying, you having a conversation of back and forth, and you don't even address it till day 3. Like there's no way you can. So you mean to tell me that it was Matt Bergeron, who was a day 1 prospect, right, that you had a grade on, and no other offensive lineman was even considered in the conversation since then? That just doesn't make sense to me. So, but here we are. It's going to be a rotation. But like OC was saying, as soon as that first pillar falls, when Tyron goes down, it's going to be musical chairs. And we've got to hope that the Matt Waletzkos and, anyone else, Josh Ball, and, whatever steps up. But, it felt like I sent my wife to the grocery store to get chicken breast and broccoli. Right. She came back with 8 bags, and there's no chicken breast and broccoli in the bag. You know what I'm saying?
Unless they drafted in mindset of bringing 2-1 back. You see him in his picture right here.
Yep. Bro, they're gonna bring him back. I've been saying
it felt like that in the draft. That's why you don't draft certain guys, because you already have the mindset to bring back Ezekiel Elliott. Ain't that right, Big Game James?
No, I feel it. Now check this out.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna confirm.
I ain't mad. Hey, I ain't mad. Hey, like Tupac said, I ain't mad at you.
So I'm finna confirm. Then we go around the circle real quick. What Tuck was saying. Okay, because y'all know my best hat is the investigator. That's my best hat. That's my lane. That's what I do in this space. That's me. You know what I mean? Let's go. Let's listen to Will McClay from today on 105.3 The Fan. Here we go. It's one part that stuck out to me, and it's gonna confirm that what J Tuck said was the truth. So listen.
You can't handle the truth.
It takes a partner. That's all you're looking for. Someone to say that you're allowed to, and you are good at hitting on the strengths and weaknesses of players, and then them being able to put them into the system. That's the most important thing. Is if you pick them, you got to use them.
So hold on. See, don't let that go over your head. See that was quick what he said, but that goes to a philosophy. Listen to what he said. If you pick them, you got to use them.
Is for someone to say that you're allowed to, and you are good at hitting on the strengths and weaknesses of players, and then them being able to put them into the system. That's the most important thing. Is if you pick them, you got to use them.
He telling you the philosophy. If we pick them, we look at it like we got to use them. So remember when he was talking about in that press conference, right, in the war room, what did he talk about? The depth at guard. The same philosophy.
Yep.
It's the same philosophy. So, so Tuck is right. I know everybody saying I trust Will McClay. We tell Tuck and Will saying the same thing. They saying the same thing. The same thing the OC saying. Listen to him again. Here we go.
You got 2 minutes.
We're just getting warmed up.
Will, who would you take?
Personally, I would go with Mozzie because I know that he helps us now with the guard. I love the guard too. My question is.
So we talked about that both, right? We had that both. So we agree with that. We already said that. Here we go. And he said the guard. So here we go.
Is you're adding something to it where we have depth. I think the defensive line.
See? Depth. What did he say? If we pick them, we go use them. So it wasn't about the player. It was about the budget. It's about we are going to develop these guys. That's what we're going to do. We're not going to get a guy right now that we know are just better than him right now. We are betting on upside. And this is what I start peeping, especially from my partner Q-Dog who called in, right? My partner Q
Right.
dog called in, Coach Q, and he said something that stuck with me. And it's facts when you really think about it. And it made sense on every one of our picks. We draft ceiling, and we try to get coaches to take them all the way up. That's why we bet on ceiling. Because all of us was talking about Mozzie's motor, right? So based on how he played, some of us gave him a second or third round grade. But based on what he was capable of, some of us gave him a 15 grade. I said a top 15 grade. I said it specifically. So then when I think about it, I said, that's what they did. That's what they did with pick 1, pick 2, pick 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they did.
They went with
They
the
did.
upside.
But here's the thing, and I appreciate you for doing all of that, boss.
Yeah.
But it's only one driver in the car, in the car, right? But in this particular philosophy, even though you can say draft ceiling, I don't think that Will McClay got the overall power to say, hey, we're drafting X, we're drafting Y, and we're drafting Z.
Right.
Because you got so many people saying, nah, let's take left, now let's take right. So that's why we see some of the things that happens the way it happens. We know Stephen Jones don't watch all of that tape. What the hell he's even in there for to have an opinion, right? Or even the other guys. So when we see like other people do their thing, it goes to show you that, like, man, come on, man, let Will McClay drive. But this is how we do these type of philosophies, and it may work for us on certain things, and it may hurt us on other things. But I truly believe when the front office have no input on in it, you see the work that Will McClay does, and that is when the latter parts of the rounds and the undrafted rookie free agent class go. I believe that's when you see most of Will McClay power is on the back end of the draft, not necessarily on the front end, because they got their hands too much in it.
I agree.
And I'm with you, Law. I have a hard time seeing that second round pick was a Will McClay pick. I feel like that was a Mike McCarthy compromise. That, hey, I didn't get my first round, but I need to get my guy in this next round. So whoever is there, I need to go get one of these because this is what I'm needing. So I feel like that was a compromise pick. And, but we'll see. Like I said, at the end of the day, what's done is done. It's just like it was just a lot of head scratching moments, and I feel like that's why you can't be too high about the draft and you can't be too low, and that's why Cowboys fans right now is like draft grades don't matter. Well, yeah, everybody don't care about the grades when you got an F. You know what I'm saying? Like when you do bad on, you know what I'm saying? When I used to do bad on the midterm. That's just the midterm. I don't give a damn about no midterms, but let me get an A on that midterm. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling good about myself. You know what I'm saying? So
right,
it is. But like I said, I think that's a good idea that they are drafting on philosophy and this upside. Potential versus, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think that the Cowboys are going to truly have to mash the gas with a few of these draft picks and get them up to speed to prove themselves right. That's what they're going to have to do between now and the start of the regular season. So every rep, every practice, every OTA is going to be super critical, especially for the guys that you picked with the first 3 picks of this draft, in order to prove yourself right that they're going to be contributors. So, worst case scenario is that these guys get beat out by other people that are already on the roster. And then we're sitting here talking about this in October looking like, hey, man, well, shoot, has he even touched the field yet? And here's the thing. Here's my deal. I think that's a high probability with some of these guys because you got Jonathan Hankins, was your first round draft pick, right? You also have Quentin Bohannon coming back that is going to be stronger and should be much better in his 3rd year. So I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that you go dominate reps. You got to actually beat somebody out. Now, if we're not going on meritocracy and we're going on, I picked you and we're going to force feed you on this field, then we'll see how that goes.
Hey, but there's one thing that y'all are that y'all aren't really talking about as far as if you pick them, you got to use them. We still got guys from last year that we didn't even use that fit with that philosophy. We got Sam, you know what I'm saying? They got to, like OC said, you got to push the pedal. You got to push the pedal on him. You got to push the pedal on Jalen Tolbert. You got to push the pedal on Willetsko if the injury does happen. You got to push the pedal on Ferguson to see if he can start. I think that's how they set this draft up with, this year. And if those guys don't do what they're supposed to, then you got these guys. But I don't necessarily agree with the philosophy. I'm with you guys. I would have liked to have been a little bit more aggressive, but I think that what Will McClay is talking about, he's talking about those dudes too.
Yeah, and see, I got something else I'm finna play, and then I'm gonna go back to my boy Big Game James. It's been a minute since we heard from the big homie. I want to make sure we give him a good pass to dunk it, because I think he go dunk this part. See, what I want to do first is I want to get through some of what Will McClay said today, because I think it ties it together. It's gonna allow us to talk about it fresh on the final word, and then we go do a quick draft grade. I saw somebody say draft grades after the draft is stupid. No, it's not.
Right.
See, because this is why you can draft and should have grades after the draft, because sometimes you got players that's going into good environments, so you can actually increase their grades.
Right.
And it's like, for instance,
and to
any
be fair,
tight end,
go ahead.
any tight end coming into our tight end room is gonna get a boost. Period.
Right.
Just because of the history of that room. You know what I mean? So yeah, I can be optimistic or pessimistic based on where you're going. But let me play this. You was gonna say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say to that point, guys. This is what we do. That's almost 90% of our content is to give you guys the play-by-play and give you guys the real analysis as it go by. Nobody sit back and watch the game in silent and then turn on the post game and say, okay, now let's listen to what people got to say about it. No, we may be wrong about a situation, but that's why y'all here. Let's not forget that this is an entertainment too. You know what I'm saying? They look, they when they throw up the touchdown dances and all of that, this is for entertaining. So that's why we put our, I ain't gonna say that word, but we put our thoughts out there on the line so that you guys can go back and forth. If not, we can all just sit and wait until what? Super Bowl, and then give our thoughts.
Week 5.
Yeah.
Give us time. We'll drop no videos until the bye week. Like
Let's drop. Go ahead, boss.
Here we go.
Tackles inside, so you stay.
Hold on, I gotta play this part. This gonna make all y'all eyebrows and our antennas go up.
It's like gonna hurt even worse.
I think it is, Tuck. I ain't gonna even lie to you. You want me to lie to you? Be honest with you. Tell me now. What you
lie to me. Lie to you. You're the Kool-Aid,
man. Lie to you, bro.
Tell me beautiful lies.
I got you, dog.
I know people have talked about him being like potentially guard. I might leave this kid at tackle and let him go. I mean, I can tell you those.
So he talking about. So FYI, so you know who he talking about. He's talking about the tackle. A sim. Is it a sim? I just want to make sure.
Richards.
A sim. Okay, yeah. So he talking. So I just want to make sure y'all know who he was talking about when he said, I would leave him at tackle. Here we go.
Any of those games where the Clemsons and others in that ACC, this kid looks like a tremendous athlete for you.
Yeah, he's an incredible athlete. He's got length. He's got bend. We need to continue to get him stronger, but his ability to pass protect is something that's appealing as a tackle. But one of the things that I know Mike talks about a lot is wanting to move the tackles inside. So you
wait, whoa, wait, whoa.
There's more.
Wait, hold on. See, because some of that stuff, I'll be like, wait, now he don't talk about that a lot. Now, do y'all hear him talking about that a lot? I don't. Big, you up next, bro, because I got to hear from you on this. Dog, he don't know he slipped on that. That was a slip. You basically told what y'all thinking is. Y'all are looking at tackles playing guards. Here we go.
Yeah, I mean, he's an incredible athlete. He's got length. He's got bend. We need to continue to get him stronger, but his ability to pass protect is something that's appealing as a tackle. But one of the things that I know Mike talks about a lot is wanting to move the tackles inside so you stay athletic, you stay long, you stay big in there. They've got to have the strength to anchor in there, but the versatility of some of these guys, because there's, it's tough to find 5 quality linemen for 32 teams. And so if you build a depth and you have versatile pieces, when you have, injuries that always come, and these guys get trained the right way, you have enough depth.
Train the right way.
Here we are again.
Cross training. Yes, indeed. I'm seeing. I'm seeing.
Tackles make better guards.
This ain't
Hey,
no
I
surprise.
hearing it.
text
This ain't
OC
no
about that.
surprise, though. This is not. What are we surprised about?
No, this is a surprise to us, in my opinion, because it's been an overwhelming philosophy, especially with Cowboys Nation, that you never do musical chairs. You know what I mean?
But he been doing that since
McCarthy
he
was
been
doing
there.
that in Green Bay.
But
He been doing it. But I'm saying he
y'all
been doing it in
that.
Dallas since 2020.
Y'all know that, but a lot of our fans don't know that. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of people.
I don't know how they wouldn't, because they was trying to play that role when they was doing all the flip flops in 2020, 2021. I mean, we weren't listening to it no more because you were doing it. You would say we don't want to flip, and then the next week you change a guy. So I'm not listening to that anymore. What you say when you're flipping them that quickly. So I don't know. This right here, you're moving Josh Ball, and you're talking about, you keeping Will Lesko out there and possibly Tyler Smith going back on the inside. But my thing is, you kind of already knew they were going to do this because they are going to play them guys like DMV said. Well, let's go. Josh Ball and them have not got on the field instantly. They want them dudes to play because they do not want to be wrong on those picks. Josh Ball was picked in the 4th round. Okay. They want them to play. Lesko is like their golden child. They want him on the field. So that's why they didn't go hard in the draft, in my opinion. Forniak and even the center from Boston College. That's 4 guys that they picked up last year that they all want to see this year. So that's why, in my opinion, when you heard Will McClay go, well, we already got I was saying OC. Nah, I'm not hating OC. I'm just saying, when he said, well, we already got a lot of depth there. That's what already is telling me, well, we was already had a plan for these dudes already anyway. So we was not kind of stressing over that offensive line because we want to see these dudes. We got 4 dudes and our offensive line draft pick last year and our trade pick from the Jets. That's 6 guys in their opinion. So I don't feel like they was going to jump hard at that, especially when he said the first thing came out of his mouth, we got depth, but we ain't got no stuffer though. That's what we keep getting gashed in that run game. We need to get that stuffer. I mean, we all can agree with that because that run game has not been great. It was better when Jonathan Hankins came here. The rush per average went down. You saw when he played in that San Francisco game in Tampa Bay. You saw how we played in the run, right? So I feel like that was going to be more addressed than anything else. But like you said, Tuck, McCarthy was like, well, okay, we get the big man, but I want my dude next.
Right. I'm next.
Hold on, before y'all go, let me keep going because it gets better, worse. I don't know how you go take it. Here we go.
To go out there and continue to play your style of football. So versatile players like Sam is it's big in what we're trying to build.
Cowboys VP of Player Personnel, Will McClay, with us here in the G-Bag Nation. Now, I did want to ask you about Deuce Vaughn, right? I mean, first off, Deuce is
No, we ain't finna talk about Deuce Vaughn. No.
I was about to say, we talking about Deuce Vaughn?
No, we ain't doing
Why?
that. No, I'm not doing that.
Give me Vaughn.
Hold on. I'm gonna go.
Deuce.
I'm gonna go to the real deal. Here it is. Then it's on the OC. We gonna go around a circle. Here we go.
We do this thing called across the hall, and it's when the coaches and the scouts get together. The scouts tell the coaches about how they do their job. The coaches tell the scouts what they're looking for. When that whole thing in my mind, I'm going, okay, there's this guy, and he just kept coming up. So when I was asked that question, I got to talk about a player that I believed in for us within that situation as we were talking about it.
Do you see Tyler Smith playing tackle? And if so, what's your vision for left guard?
Don't we want to know that? That is what we want. Ain't that what we want to know? That's what we want to know. The answer, I can't wait to go around the circle. Here we go.
I mean, that's a puzzle that will be continued to be figured out because
what?
We have talented people there, and what we want to try and do is get our best 5, and that's what training camp is for. That's what OTAs are for and all those things. It's easy to say it should be this, but you want to go through it. We have a new offensive line coach. We're doing things new offensively, so it's an opportunity to start fresh and put the best 5 on the field. One thing I will know that Tyler should and will be in that best 5.
Best 5.
We're going back to guard.
If that
I've
ain't
been
a bunch
saying
of
that.
bull
Definitely
sugar,
Tell me I'm crazy.
he's going right back to guard.
Yep, I already
if
got my
that ain't a
lineup right here.
I got my lineup
if
too.
that
Yeah, he's
if
guard.
that ain't a bunch of bull sugar, I don't know what
What
is.
you
I'm gonna
mean?
tell you. Listen, no. What he's talking about, this is why it's bull sugar, right? And I'm taking Law's famous statement here when I say bull sugar. All right. So listen, at the end of the day, man, this is code for we're gonna give Josh Ball and Matt Waletzko every opportunity to screw this up before we make any sudden hard changes. That's what that's saying here. And so my contention, my issue with this whole thing is how many times will you give Josh Ball to fail? He failed year one. He was hurt, didn't do much for you. Year two, year three. Now he's not good at left guard, left tackle. He's not good at right tackle. Now you move him to guard. You're saying that I'm gonna try to run Josh Ball out here at left guard and see what we get. That is code for what is going on here. And I'm gonna run out Matt Waletzko on this field, who, by the way, a guy that we all respect, Duke Mayweather, did not speak highly of. We're going to run out Matt Waletzko, who did have the upper body and the lower body strength and the quickness and explosion and had a hurt shoulder for the most of the year. And we're going to wish for the best with a 4th-round draft pick that we could have got a 1st or a 2nd-round dude to shore this whole thing up. And that is what he's saying. I'm going to play with this, and I'm going to give myself and us every opportunity to be right about this situation, and I don't like it because my prediction about Josh Ball is that you're going to be wrong. You're going to be wrong. You were wrong twice. You're going to be wrong again, and that's going to throw this whole thing off, especially if we have an injury. And we all know, we do not have Steele coming back, in my opinion, at least until almost halfway through the season, if not a little bit around that time. So what do? You playing games when you're going against strong fronts, and every team in the NFC East is coming to get you, and you playing around.
Okay,
Go ahead, guys.
let me play the devil's. I'm gonna play
What about
the devil's
what
advocate
about the
real
emo
quick.
guy then?
But we knew this
Chuma
though.
Edoga.
So hold on real quick.
Emo.
Hold
Yeah,
on
I
real quick.
mean,
this is the thing too, OC. We don't see everything that's going on in the building, right? Because just to go back and forth with you, right?
No, help me, please. Help me out. Talk me off the ledge, please. If I'm wrong,
I might be able to, right? I might. So this the deal. So me and you did a side-by-side film on Josh Ball, right? And we compared them to Collins. What part of his game did you hate, and what part of his game did you like?
Yeah, pass pro. He was a good solid run blocker, but pass pro was bad.
Right. So we both from the film came away with that same conclusion when we looked at all the preseason. It was me, you, Big Game James, and Law. We did it all together, right? So if he does go in to play left guard and he made the gains, because really last year was like a rookie year for him. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And your biggest gain is between year 1 and year 2. So there's a possibility, in my opinion, that could work. You know what I mean? And it goes into how they do things, which has also worked for us and a lot of players. Donovan Wilson didn't come out as fast, but now we love Donovan Wilson, right? Schultz didn't come out as fast, but then he ended up becoming a baller, right? This particular development plan is aggressive. It take nuts, but it also does have a pretty good track record. So what if Ball work at left guard, especially when you take him off the island and you put him in the phone booth?
Well, here's my contention about a guy that had trouble his first year training and they didn't like his work ethic. So has he turned around his work ethic to be a workhorse and a workout warrior like we knew Terrence Steele was from his first year to his second year? Okay, so great. So great. I want to see that. Furthermore, he's dealing with a much more powerful players playing on the inside than he is on the edge. It's just the nature of the beast. The difference when you go to tackle and guard, and that's why I said our 3rd-round draft pick, our draft pick out of North Carolina is going to have to develop strength. It's because when you hunker down inside, you're playing against some of the most powerful men on this planet. And it's a difference in power level when you playing those 330-pound, 300-pound stud defensive tackles. So can Josh Ball deal with that? Now, this remains to be seen. But here's the bigger question, Boss Cowboy. What do you do if Josh Ball fails? What do you do then?
I got some options.
That's
I
why
think
they picked,
got some
that's why they
options.
traded. But here's the thing, though. Can I jump in right quick on this, boss? Give me just like a second.
Of course.
I feel like they trying to cover their tracks with it when they made that trade or when they picked up your boy from the Jets, because he can play some guard as well. And he's played quite a few games in the NFL, and he played a lot of left guard. I mean, he played a lot of guard in the league. So I feel like what you're saying, OC, but that goes back to what I'm saying from last year. They drafted those guys. They want to see them play. They're not trying to throw them away after 1 year. Yep. And so, to your point, they're going to stress them on the field. And I kind of agree with Boss in the fact that, yes, Josh Ball was not good, but his whole rookie year was gone. Yep. He came in the next year, and he really didn't get – you saw him in preseason for real. You didn't really see him no other time. So, he really didn't get no work on the field. So, we really – saw just a tiny smidget. And then when one person, let's keep it real, when Nate Newton jumped out there, let's keep it all the way real. When Nate Newton jumped out there and said that about Josh Ball, everybody hated Josh Ball. Yep. Let's just totally keep it real. He poisoned everybody's mind.
Same thing
because everybody's going to
believe.
Nate Newton. You get what I'm saying? If Nate Newton says that about a player and Nate played the game and he's offensive lineman, they're going to say that.
Yep.
You get what I mean? So nobody really gave him a chance. I'm not saying he's good, but let's see.
We look at tape. We look at tape, though, Big. We didn't just take his word for it. We looked at tape.
We looked at tape, but what I'm saying
and we said he was good at run blocking. We said that from the tape.
Yes, we did.
Right.
So we did.
But what the thing is, how much did he really play, though, for us to get a true evaluation? How much did he really get work in there? And they threw him in. Remember, when they were just throwing him in, people were going, they just throwing him in. Oh, Josh Ball got to come in. Somebody went out. You know what I mean? That's I just say let's give him a chance.
Might have to develop.
But let me pause that for a second, because who do we see more upside from last year? Jake Ferguson and Hendershot or Josh Ball?
Ferguson and Hendershot.
And they had no hesitation trying to replace them and toss somebody and spend an early value pick at the tight end position.
I'm out. I'll see y'all later.
Thank you.
Tuck making too much sense. I'll see y'all later.
Thank you, Tuck.
Bye. I'm out. Can we
Josh
clap it up?
Ball
Hold on, Tuck. I gotta clap it up for you on that one, dog. You cooking.
I feel you, Tuck.
You cooking. I gotta clap it up for you on that one, big dog. Tuck came through with the hammer, the big hammer. Go ahead, Tuck.
So why do we feel like Matt Valesco and Josh Ball is bulletproof? We need to see more out of them, but we can't see more out of the young team who's actually more proven. Like, we saw them actually in a game where they were the featured tight ends, and they was cooking. They was hog tying in the end zone, doing all sorts of stuff. Wheel routes
in the kettle.
Everything all in the kettle, but they have open competition. But for Josh Ball and Matt Valesco, they gonna get their opportunity to go improve. That's what I don't understand.
They get a pass. They get a pass to improve. And one of the best positions. Yeah, man, you were so right. So they get a pass to improve and get no draft pick competition.
Right.
When the most important position on our team that we need to improve, and that's my problem. The most important position that we got to make sure we got right.
Yeah, I ain't fighting.
I don't get it.
Wait. I got.
Can we agree that Mozzie was the right pick then?
Oh, yeah.
Can we agree that Mozzie was the right pick, because they wouldn't have had a plan for Bergeron. They wouldn't have had a plan for Bergeron. They would have just had him here.
We needed a big tackle like Mozzie. I mean, I was frustrated because he didn't get the pressures. I want to see somebody that can pass rush too at that big size. But they, like they said, remember you was talking about the coaching? They're thinking that was in college. When he gets in the NFL, we can get him to pass rush, because that's what they were talking about. We can get him to pass rush when he gets into the NFL. You know what I mean? And the good thing about his pick was he played a lot of snaps at defensive tackle. Hankins did not. We already said 15 to 20 snaps for him, right? But Mozzie's played like 40 snaps in big games. So that is good on his contention. So that's why I think that was the good pick. But when we look at the rest of the draft, like you said, OC, and all of us, it was more futuristic than now.
It was for the future.
It was more futuristic. It was more depth. Because if you look at the second round pick, Sam Williams didn't even play a lot.
Hold on. Right. Hold on, Tuck. Just real quick. We go to Laudin U. And go ahead, Tuck. I know it's something pending. Go ahead. I know someone.
No. I was going to say I agree with Big Game James, because you got to think about it. For the last 2 years, how many opportunities have our second round picks gotten in Kelvin Joseph and also Sam Williams? So it just felt more futuristic when it comes
It
to a
was
lot
futuristic.
Of these. It's just futuristic.
I'm finna confirm it. I'm finna confirm it even more.
It's just like there's no way you can tell me, and I don't care what film session you're trying to go through, that Josh Ball could beat out Osiris Torrance at that guard position.
No way in hell, bro. No way in hell.
There's no way in hell. This is what I'm trying to say, Calvin.
Oh, wait.
You could have got
That's them saying they don't want to be wrong. That would tell them they're wrong, Tuck, and they don't want to do
That's
that.
what I was trying to tell y'all that. They trying to use the guys from the years. That's what Will said.
Wrong.
I think
that's the
see
biggest
something else,
thing for Dallas.
That's gonna make y'all feel a little bit better. Before I reveal it, I want to play this real quick, and then I'm gonna reveal something. Then we go grade these guys. All right, here we go. This is the next part that I need to play. That's gonna really make y'all stomach hurt. Listen.
I was surprised you guys didn't come out with another offensive lineman, Will, before a pick 169 anyway.
That's what you talking about, Hunter?
Right.
Ain't that what we want to hear right now? Well, let's listen to the answer. Hold your stomach. Here we go.
Higher one. What gives you confidence to not add another player higher up?
Well, first of all, damn good question by Gavin. Can we clap it up for Gavin?
Yeah.
Hell of a question. Because I was wondering that the whole time.
First of all, shout out to the fans. Because that key question right there is what some of us want to know. The positive people, they don't care. Right. They don't care. They go cheer anyway. They go give it A+.
Just believe in them.
And we just have some faith in Will McClay. I trust. Okay. I trust him too, but I still got questions.
Yeah. Until it's contract time. Yeah, contract.
Or until we run into Carter and we run into year 2. Jordan Davis.
They got to put Tyler inside to combat the dudes. They have no choice, bro.
They do. They have no choice, and I agree, and we gonna get to that. But check this out.
With another offensive lineman, Will, before a pick 169 anyway, a higher one. What gives you confidence to not add another player higher up?
Well, we've drafted people. We've seen guys develop. We signed Chuma Edoga in free agency, we just feel like the development of that group is continuing to grow. And
that's what y'all saying, right?
And you can't, pour all of your resources into the offensive line. But if
what did he say? You don't pour all your resources into the offensive line. He telling y'all that this was about a budget draft. See y'all getting mad at us because we saying it. So all the people that saying I trust Will McClay, we saying what Will saying. So you gonna get mad at him? You gonna get mad because I know y'all mad at us because we saying it's a budget draft. So if he's saying it's a budget draft, y'all mad at him now? Because he telling you.
I got a question. I got a question about the budget draft. Why is it a budget draft? Are they preparing to pay somebody? Are they preparing to pay all of the guys?
Let me shortcut you right into that. Terrence Steele money is due, and he gonna want top right tackle money. The best way for me to cut that money in half is to say, Terrence Steele, you're not a right tackle. You're a guard. So when he gets back off of his recovery, they're going to slide him inside. And they're going to still hold on. You know that little tooth that's hanging by a thread? They're going to put my guy Tyron Smith right at right tackle. Come on, man. That's the best five right there.
I like it too, Law.
This is the best five right there.
That's the best five. It's another way they can do it. They can do it a couple of different ways. They can do it that way, or they can put Steele at left tackle. I agree. I totally agree.
No, that's unlikely. That's unlikely.
Now we gonna get to that before we fight about that.
We gonna get to it.
Before we fight about that, let's finish out Will McClay, and then we gonna fight. Because I want to debate that out too. I want to have this whole debate right now between all of us. I ain't gonna show y'all no mercy in the damn dojo. It ain't gonna happen today. Ain't gonna be no mercy. I'm letting everybody know we gonna fight this all the way. But here we go.
Drafted people. We've seen guys develop. We signed Chuma Edoga in free agency, we just feel like the development of that group is continuing to grow, and you can't pour all of your resources into the offensive line. But if you have quality people and you have young guys that are continuing to grow, college football is not played like the NFL. So when you draft a kid out of college, there's going to be growing pains. But
you heard what he said? It's going to be growing pains.
Resources.
Yep.
Run, Jack.
You want to pick the guys with the traits and with the.
He sounds like Steven.
Hold on, you got to let him finish. Let him finish. Hold on, because he's saying some key stuff. He's saying draft guys with the key traits, and that's why. That's why what my partner said, Coach Q, was right. Where he said they draft on upside. But hold on.
Have young guys that are continuing to grow. College football is not played like the NFL. So when you draft a kid out of college, there's going to be growing pains. But you want to pick the guys with the traits and with the mental fortitude and the ability to continue to grow. Everybody doesn't have all 5 first-round picks on the offensive line. So it's those guys that come in that are willing to put in the work, that are willing to learn from these stages. We got a lot of young guys that we have invested in, and it's their time to shine, and it's their opportunity to shine. We'll continue to try and add to that, but there's also other holes and places and things that we need to do for our roster.
Okay.
The young guys get time to shine besides Henny and Ferb. Man.
That's a budget draft.
See, I'm mad at Will McClay. He's being a company man, boss. He sounds almost like Steven Jones. Yes, he's being a straight company man. He's being a straight up company man.
If you didn't have the pictures up, I wouldn't know that was. I wouldn't know that was Will McClay. You had the pictures up.
Had I not known that was Will McClay, I would have thought it was Steven Jones. We got to use resources, and the college game is different than the pro game, and all this we woo, all this nonsense, man. Listen, here's the deal, man. I'm gonna shut up.
Before you cook, just because I promise it's on you, then it's on law. Because this finna be funny. Because I'm gonna fight you on this and on thing. My boy Rome said, "Salute, brothers. I just want to say what's up, phenomenal show. Everybody take a light break before they fight." So he right on that. Because Rome, he's a good YouTuber, so he know our likes are down. He basically saying I checked out everybody channel and all our likes are down. So he right. Before we get into this fight, and before we get into
this ain't gonna be no fight, bro. It's gonna be a slaughter. This ain't gonna be no fight, dog. Not on this. Not on this.
You gonna slaughter?
This gonna be a slaughter. I'm 100%. Anybody that challenge me on this, 100% slaughterhouse, because it's the truth, boss cowboy. That at the end of the freaking day. No, it is not speculation. It sounds like the nomenclature and the language and choice of words that Steven Jonas used before. And they talked about this because they knew that this question was going to come up. They already knew. So at the end of the day, you're going to sacrifice.
The question was going to come up.
No, 100%. 100%. No, yes, I'm very clairvoyant. I am clairvoyant. You know that.
So, the same exact thing, though. It's a clip of Steven Jones saying the same exact thing with the resources that they put
the same type of words, the same type of language.
Why can't it be that this is how they build their team, dog?
That's AI Will McClay.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go. Chat GPT. That's Chat GPT Will. Chat GPT in the house. Keep you on that AI. So look, dog. Look, here's the sad part, and I'm gonna shut up. Kick it to law. Sad part. Last couple sentences here. Listen. The sad part is this: you're gonna sacrifice Tyler Smith, future perennial Pro Bowl left tackle, and bump him inside because you're trying to give Matt Waleska reps. Man, the world is gone to seed, man. I'm sorry, man. Go ahead, Law. I'm done right now.
I ain't gonna even lie to you. I think you tripping. Let me go to Law before we fight, because I'm gonna come back and fight you.
In the words of Uncle Charles,
sacrifice. Thank you.
It's sacrificing, man. But I know Will McClay. He does all of the wrong things for the right reasons. And I've been saying this for years. And you about to push back on this too, boss.
Oh no!
He is part of the go along, get along gang over there. And of course, what they feed him, they say, "Hey, say this." He's gonna say it. And that's his boy. You know what I'm saying? Will McClay. Will McClay, this is what he's gonna do, man. So shout out to his
dancing all over the beat.
Yeah, man. He gonna do all of that, man. But shout out to the brother, man, because he's a better man than me twice times, 3 times, 4,000 times better than me. Because I would have been like, you know what? I just gotta don't give me don't do me like this, man. I'm the general manager around here, man. Come on, man. Don't give me the title, but don't give me the responsibilities without the title. Come on, man. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. Let me move some weight around here. But he's to go along, get along, and he's doing all of the wrong things for the right reasons. And hopefully the Cowboys one day can lift up that Lombardi trophy and he can get it done and get it out of the mud.
He ain't gonna get to touch it.
I
He ain't gonna get to touch it first.
I gotta fight everybody, so it's on me to fight the whole show. I gotta fight everybody today. Is that what's finna go on?
But come on, boss. I seen my guy. I seen my guy get out there and go to fight tooth and nail Duke Manyweather. He said that, look, Terrence Steele is a right tackle. That's where he belongs. That's where he should stay. And then they kept on letting the stuff leak out that they're going to move him to the left side as guard. And he put out tape upon tape upon tape. And then it got so bad that people were saying that, hey, even Terrence Steele is terrible in pass pro. Well, he had to put out some more evidence. And do you remember back in 2021 when they was playing musical chairs with Terrence Steele then? And Duke hit me up and he said, bro, he ain't gonna play well at left tackle, man.
Yeah,
right.
He just ain't good on the left side. That's my guy. I trained him. He's a right-sided player. Now he may give you something, but it's like, have you ever tried to wipe your backside with the opposite hand? Nah.
I've never tried it.
Dallas do it all the time.
Try to wipe it with the opposite hand. Watch how messy they get. So I lean on the guy that trained Duke. That trained with the players, man. Duke Manyweather. Let just Terrence Steele recover and keep him on the right side, man. But go ahead, go ahead.
Definitely fight today.
But I know we're gonna fight because I know tackles make better guards. But come on, man. Let that man recover.
I know where Boss is going. I'm with you in the break of a case of emergency, but I don't think that's how we should start off with it.
Damn.
But can somebody explain to me why him coming off an ACL injury, it makes sense to go into a power position?
How did we get stuck talking offensive line? What Jalen Smith say? If the owner ain't tripping, I ain't tripping.
Wait. See, okay, I can't wait to have this fight. This is finna be the fight with everybody. I thought it was just finna be the OC.
You take the glasses off. Put your glasses back on, Shannon.
Put your glasses back on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. DMV says so let me say.
We went from Steve Avila to Screw. We good.
I got y'all. So here we go.
It's a big thing for Boss Cowboy to actually say publicly that he drunk Kool-Aid. Listen, I do not drink Kool-Aid without first measuring.
All right, so I want to talk about, and this is gonna be an ugly fight. I can tell because I just listening to everybody. We all on different pages. All right, so check this out. I got some scenarios here that I think the Dallas Cowboys are thinking. Okay, so because I think Tuck is right. There's no way you talk about Matthew Bergeron in round 1 and then just get wiped out throughout the whole draft, right? There's no way. So you have to have a contingency plan. So first of all, he talked about, and I'm gonna be quick, he talked about that we have depth at guard. So Chuma, Ball, we know is working inside. We also still have Collins, right? And we have Fournier. Yeah. Farinu Fournier. I'm butchering this name.
Yeah.
That's 4 people. So we do have a lot of depth. On top of that, he kept mentioning best 5. And he said that is going to work itself out in training camp because we have a new offense, we have a new scheme, and we got to work it out. Which goes to what Law said. If you want to try to get Ball money down, not Ball, Steele's money down, move him inside. Yeah. Move him inside. Now you have power on power, right? And I know DMV, you push back on that coming off a knee, which is saying this, likely DMV, they not gonna implement this until they first implement, in my opinion, this. You know what I mean? Where they gonna start with Chuma or Ball, but then when Steele come back, I think they go move him inside, right?
Yep.
Or I'm also for this. I am for them even considering just to make a power 3 inside, move Tyler Smith inside, and make Terrence Steele your left tackle. The difference, in my opinion, from what happened before was, remember, he was playing real good right tackle. It was the middle of the season. And they wasn't cross-training then. They wasn't in the theory of cross-training then. T. Smith got hurt. And he had to emergencyly go to the left side. It would be different this time because you would be cross-training and preparing him for left tackle from training camp until he's ready to play. So I see it definitely. I'm gonna finish. Yeah, real quick.
They ain't already not trying to pay him.
And see, this
so why would they
to
move
me,
the left tackle?
I can see them doing this, and that's why, to me, they starting, even showing that they starting Tyron Smith on the right. Because think about it. If you don't want Tyron Smith on the left, why? Because he gonna likely get hurt with Matt Lewesko go protecting Dak blind side. So you want him on the right. You know what I'm saying? So I think they do have a plan. And I think they talking in code about it. You know what I'm saying? That's why he said that he asked him specifically, what you go do with Tyler Smith? He said that's gonna be worked out with the best 5. What's y'all thoughts on that?
I was going to just say that the only reason why they wanted to do that with Terrence Steele at that time. Remember, they were still high on Lyell, but go ahead, Collins. At that time,
they was high. You right? Facts.
All I'm gonna say on this, boss, is that you came up with some scenarios. You're a smart guy, but on this one, you kind of outsmarted yourself a little bit because the Jets pickup is strictly a roll break if emergency only type player. What I foresee happening is that they're going to give Matt Farniok, and then because they love Josh Ball, they're going to give him every possible scenario to win that left guard position if he outplays Farniok. And so Farniok will probably be your starting left guard, in my opinion, because I think that he probably should outplay Josh Ball.
No.
Farniok, yeah, I think he will be, unless.
They already said they working out Matt Farniok right now, tackle, and they move Ball inside. So they looking at Farniok to be the swing.
Yeah, but the reality of it is that I don't think that he's a tackle. So I'm telling you what I think is going to happen. I know what they said, boss, but I'm telling you what I think is really going to happen, okay? And so I think that he's going to eventually go back inside. I think that what's going to end up happening in this scenario is that you're going to have at some point probably an injury of some sort with Tyron Smith, unfortunately, right? And then at that point, you hope, right? You hope that Steele is back. Bumping Steele inside is just a travesty, just a complete travesty. He's a right tackle. He's earned that. There's no way in Hades that he deserves to play inside or should go inside to the left side at all whatsoever. You just really want to hope in this scenario, because we did invest in the draft, and then I'm done, that you really get something significant out of what's his name, Matt Walensko, right? That he's ready to contribute. I don't think he's going to be a blindside, really good pass protector. I don't see that in his game at this point. It'll be a rookie year for him. I don't think he's going to be ready. That's my thing. That's my thoughts.
Well, Big, what's your thoughts on the rotation, bro, with these different options that we threw out here? Because, see, right now we got 4 guards, bro.
Well, I'm not with your option, boss.
None of them?
None of them? No, not on you. I'm saying I'm not on your option of him still going to left tackle. No. He's a right tackle. Duke Manyweather done said it. He ain't no guard.
Duke not God.
I don't care what he ain't God. Where was he most effective at? That's what the tape say.
He also was
What the tape say.
ineffective. He was ineffective at right tackle before he's effective.
That's because hold on.
You're reaching, boss.
He was
You're reaching.
he was only
Okay.
I'm
reaching.
do that, boss. Let me finish this. Because he was only ineffective at right tackle because they just threw him straight in the fire. Once he started getting his legs up underneath himself and getting himself together, you saw the improvement from year 1 to year 2.
Why
and
can't
you
that
saw
happen at left tackle?
hold up. Because he played left tackle and it wasn't good.
It's the same thing you just said. You said he had to play. He got thrown
If
out
it ain't
there.
broke, don't fix it. Why are we trying to fix
he was
something that
a
ain't
right
broke?
tackle.
It is
said he
broke.
ain't a left
It is
tackle.
broke.
It's not.
What?
Everybody don't
The
switch
line
to the
is
right
broke,
to left.
dog.
Not everybody does that. Not everybody can switch to the right and left and be effective. And that's not everybody. And
Hold on real quick.
Terrence Steele is a right tackle. He's not no guard. You need to keep him at right tackle where he was effective. Our run game was very good when he played right tackle, was it not? Were we not showing all the highlights when he was running
It was
over everybody
fantastic.
and how good it was? Well, when he went out, it suffered, right? We saw how quick the number dropped. So why would you move him anywhere else? Let him get his money. Stop being cheap. But we know how the Dallas way is. And just like OC said too, it's a travesty that you're taking away Tyler Smith and moving him into left guard when we saw all that immense potential at left tackle. We were excited. I don't give a hell about the penalties. You saw that athletic ability. You saw that strength. He can get out on the sweeps. I mean, gosh, you were excited like we got our future left tackle. Now you want to talk about putting him at left guard because you just loving Tyron Steele so damn much and let him just go out the way he wants. He can play any position. He can play the left. He can play the right. It's all on. And we know he's gonna get hurt. But I'm saying,
right now.
But the problem is they keep on putting all that daggone hope in him, and he gonna get hurt again. And that's the problem. And they want to allow Tyron Smith to go out his own terms. No.
Hey, check this out. Real quick.
You got a tight end that can block and fix all these problems, man. Put Luke.
Do it, Tom. That'll do it.
Okay, hold on real quick. I got something. I got a consistency check. For Ed because I didn't think I was gonna fight y'all today. I thought y'all was gonna be cool. I didn't think y'all was gonna be like tripping. Like everybody tripping but me. I'm the only one right now. No, I'm just playing. Now we try to talk this through. See, this is the problem I got with all of y'all. Everybody that's fighting me right now. Everybody that doesn't want Steele to even be considered nowhere on the left. That's what I'm hearing right now. Nobody wants Steele on the left at all. But everybody wanted right to go from right to left, and we never saw him in the league one time. We was all open for it. We was all like, we believe it's gonna work because we see he's a mauler, and we gonna put this big old mauler on the inside. It's gonna be the healing bomb to the Dallas Cowboys. It's gonna be Ron O'Leary Part 2. Well, why can't we do that with Steele? Because Steele did more in the league. He was a bigger mauler in the league. So how can we be for it with right but against it with Steele? I don't get it.
Very simple, boss. Very simple.
Him in to play on the left. Yeah. It would have been a plan to bring him in on the left. Steele being on the right, that's part of a plan. Moving them to the left is just, you know what I'm saying? It just sounds like they don't have a plan at all. They're just putting people and hoping that something works. Go ahead.
Yeah, boss. No, you good, brother. I'm just be super quick. Yeah, boss. Well, first of all, the talent level between Wright and Steele coming into the NFL is a massive chasm. Okay, that dude was a top 10 pick. Terrence Steele was an undrafted free agent. So you got a guy that you know can come in and start. That's one. Number two, and you know better, boss. You already know that this man played 13 games at left tackle his junior year, right, and played very, very successfully against the top pick in last year's draft and didn't give up a sack. So he's already proven that he can play at a high level on the left side. 3, when you put Terrence Steele over there, his first game at left tackle, he definitely did struggle. Now he settled down and he became more okay and
like
played fairly decent after that.
Because he does
so,
that.
So this is not to make your point, boss. Okay, this is to make a greater point. He was most effective when he had short kicks and not wide angles having to play on the left side. it is a huge difference between his effectiveness and his domination level going from left to right. And it's no need to reach. It's no need to switch up something when the guy has proven he's worked his butt off, by the way, for a couple of years to be a great right tackle, which he is. So I just disagree with it, especially because you drafted a guy that is a left side player in Tyler Smith, who proved to be more than effective playing left tackle and or guard, by the way, but primarily this season left tackle. So it's dumb, it's stupid, it shouldn't happen.
It's not dumb, and don't ever say nothing that I say is dumb, because everything that I say is extremely smart. What you said was dumb. And see, you tried me. You never should have tried me. You tried to sneak that dumb in there, and dumb don't go with me. Dumb go with what you just said. See, let me tell you something. No, I'm gonna tell you. No, I got you. Because you see, you tried to sneak diss me, but I ain't gonna let you do it.
No, it wasn't sneak diss. It was pretty good.
You tried to throw out a little coded word. You said no. Let me tell y'all something. This is the problem when everybody try to fight ideas without ideas. See, you got.
I gave you ideas.
No, hold on real quick, because I'm gonna tell you what your idea is. If you say that it's dumb to move Terrence Steele to the left, what I feel like is dumber is to trust Ball on the left. I would rather go with Steele on the left, coming off a bad knee, than Ball 100% healthy and ready to go, and had at the off season of his life. Because I'm thinking about, at this point, we don't have no other options, bro. See, if we was going into the draft, I would say it was dumb. We're post draft now. We gotta go with what's inside, or we gonna have to go get a left guard from outside. But if we're talking about solutions that's inside, can we go to some solutions? I want to hear some real solutions. What would be some answers? I know people taking shots at my plan. I want to hear your plan in detail.
I want to hear the draft grades, man.
All right, let's go to the draft grades. Cause I was start cooking, boy. Cause once boys came with their plan, I was finna undress their plan.
We undressed off.
Let's do these grades. Let's do these grades. All right, here we go. We doing it different today. Everybody got to participate too. Everybody. Us, the chat, everybody. So we say we doing it different. All right, here we go. So for the future, was this pick a draft for the future? Was it helping our contention window? Or was it both? And what's your grade for both? I need to know. I need to know your grade for both. All right, we gonna start with Big. You got to be quick on this one because we gonna go with all the picks.
Okay, that's fine. It was a now and a future, and I'm gonna give it a solid B.
Okay, why? Just real quick.
Why? Because we needed to stop the run. That's one of our main Achilles heel for years and years and years, and we've been crying about getting the big D tackle. Well, we finally got one, and he's young. Let's go at it.
Law. So your grade on Mazin, right? What's your grade for the future?
For the future, I have to say an A, and then for the now, I'll have to say a B. And the only reason why I say future is because we addressing the situation far as core, and we needed help, and he will help everyone else out, and he got to get better than what he is right now. So yeah, that's why I look at it as an A for the future.
All right, Tuck.
I would go with both, and I'll give this pick an A. I feel like Mozzie helps us right now in the interior, stopping the run, and I feel like we had to go and get this run stopper because the way the defensive tackles was with this class, they were getting wiped out earlier. So you got a good quality guy in the first round, so I'll give it an A. They're both a future and a now pick.
All right, DMV.
For the future, I give it an A because they have a plan for him. He's going to come in. He's going to start, like you heard Will McClay say. More than likely, he's going to play some 3 technique. For now, again, they're going to get him on the field. I give that a B. So overall, it's about a B+. I didn't like it at first, but I love it now.
It grew on you. It grew on me too, even more. I learned some things. OC.
I think that this is a futures and a now pick. I think that he's going to need a little bit of time to develop into what they think he can be. I think he gives you depth at the 1 technique position. He can play some 3 technique to get him some one-on-ones, but he just gives you depth as a 2-gap player outside of Jonathan Hankins that will be useful this year against the run.
All right. So obviously, with it being both, I would definitely give it a future and a now pick. And this is the thing. I would have called this an A minus. I'm gonna now call it an A plus on both, because after listening real close to Will McClay, he addressed some of my concerns. So I know me and your concern, DMV, and I think Tuck was his motive, right? That was our concern.
Yeah.
But then
Well,
Will
yeah.
McClay
I
made a
think
good
gas
case
tank
that
one of
he
the motives,
was
yeah.
playing so many snaps with Michigan. He gonna be a rotational player with us. You know what I mean? So we should be able to get a whole lot out of him. So I give it an A on both. So going to Shoemaker. We gonna start with you this time, since we finished with you the last time, OC. We gonna start with you. Is this a futures pick? And what's your grade on it? And or is it a now pick? Did it make a contender?
I don't think that this pick in particular made us any better. And I'm giving this pick a C minus because he's really useful if one of our tight ends goes down. I think they'll force feed him on the field because he is a second round pick. But I just have my doubts that he's going to truly beat out Hendershot or Ferguson based on what I seen them do last year. That's my opinion.
All right, so we gonna go backwards just like we did. So it's on you, DMV.
Okay, so I honestly think this is more of a future pick. I think that he offers some things in the blocking game that they like. So for future, I give it a B. For now, I give it a C plus because I think that we got a tight end 3 in round 2. But he's going to be able to come in and do some of the dirty work, and it'll allow those other guys to do more of the stretching the field.
I'm gonna go ahead and go. For the future, I give it an F. I mean, no. For the contention window, F. This was the wrong pick for contention, in my opinion. If you trying to win it, this was not your pick. If anything, I wish they would have took this, packaged it. I'm serious. I'm dead serious. I would instead of picking him, I wish they would have packaged it and moved up to get right.
Agreed.
For a contention. You know what I'm saying? I was so but for the future, I give it a B. Right? And this is why. I was wrong as hell on Schultz. I was wrong. You know what I mean? I was out on Schultz in the first 2 years. I was done with him. But they ended up being right about Schultz with his development. So, and what my brother said, Coach Q, is that we bet on ceiling and we coach those guys up. It's the fact that he's even going into a great coaching environment with Coach Wells. So for his future, outstanding. I think he go off. I just don't think he go start off that way. You know what I mean? The chances of tight ends, and especially me looking at history, I doubt he get 400 yards this year. If he get 400 yards and 4 touchdowns in a traditional developmental plan, that's gonna be outstanding. You know what I mean? If he tight end 2 and get 400 yards, that's gonna be amazing. OCD, we already went with you. We got Law. Okay, Law.
No doubt. I got the same grade that DMV have. C for now and then B for future. I look at it at that spot. If you wanted a playmaker, you could have used that pick for a wide receiver, for crying out loud. If you want to go that route.
Agreed.
And as far as a tight end situation, you could have pulled back what the Jets did. They drafted a guy that's similar to him from Old Dominion, in the 7th round. So, and truth be said, from the conversation from the chat, there's a guy by the name of Fant that I need to go look up tape that they said that he's going to be a dog out there at tight end. So we'll see how all of this goes. What's his first name?
Princeton Fant.
Oh,
man, I like Fant. Fant looking good.
So he's looking good. With no pressure, he gonna come on in here and say, "Hey, old man, sit down." So we'll find out. So C for right now, B for the future, because eventually Wells does a great job with these guys, and maybe we can squeeze something around to get Wells on the show and let him talk to us. But I give it those grades.
Who was next? Did we get to you, Tuck?
Nah,
All right, let's get to OG Tuck.
Big Game James will be last though, so Tuck. Right?
Okay.
Yes.
And
So for me, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, man.
I was gonna say for me, I have it as a C, and I have it for neither. I feel like this doesn't help us right now, and it doesn't help us in the future. And why I don't feel like it helps us in the future, because by the time the dust really settles for the tight end position, this man's gonna mess around, be 28, 29 years old, and then we're gonna be looking for another tight end of the future. So it's like I just don't see the clear-cut separation between Ferguson and Hendershot and Luke. You know, of course, they're going to force feed him. They're going to want to put him on showcase. And I'm not saying he's a bad prospect, but just for what we need here in Dallas and what we already have, I just don't see the clear separation. So you're going to see a situation like Ball said, where it's going to be Ferguson getting some attempts. You're going to see Hendershot still getting some opportunities. You're still going to see Luke. By the time we see Luke as the clear-cut tight end one, that is the guy in Dallas. He's 28 years old, 29 years old. He's literally going to be 25, y'all, when the season starts. 2 shoulder injuries, quad injuries. It's already amounted up. And like for a blocking tight end with 2 bad shoulders, good luck. So I'm at a C. And that's just being nice about it. So.
Sheesh.
Well, for me, I'm going to give it a B for the future, just for the tight end room, the potential. I think his athletic score tested a lot higher than Ferguson's did. He's faster. His 20 and 10-yard splits are faster. So I'll look at that. Now, I love Fergie. I had him last year, who I wanted to draft, but I still think that he's athletic. Now, I'm going to give it a D for the simple fact that he's a rookie. You already have 2 guys already in there. And if it's a Mike McCarthy pick, I think he's going to get forced on the field. Like, I don't know who said that, but I think he might get forced on the field and force-fed. And I think it may be to the detriment of the team. So hopefully that doesn't happen, that because he's the second-round pick and McCarthy may have liked him, he's going to push him on the field over other people. And I hope that doesn't happen, because you're dealing with the rookie, and we need somebody right now who can come in and make an impact, because we're trying to get 6 right now. We're not trying to we're trying to experiment. You're trying to get 6 right now. Your whole team is like 3 years in as far as veterans, right? This is supposed to be all in way you did in free agency. So why would you go get a rookie tight end?
Mm-hmm. I love it. Y'all boys is keeping it so 100. Pick 3. All right, Big, let's start with you again.
This is definitely future, in my opinion. All future. I don't feel like I don't feel like he's going to smell the field like that. I feel like, unless there's an injury, Damone Clark is there. They love LVE, and if he stays healthy, he ain't coming off that field. And can still flip Parsons back and forth. You got Devin Harper, who I know he may turn up, and then you still want to see what Jabril Cox has. And then if he still plays safety, and they may want to transition, even those guys in safety are booked up. And I just feel like I don't like his tackling. I love his athletic ability. I love his size. But, man, his tackling bothers me. He tackles like Trevin Diggs. You feel me? Mm-hmm. And, 20 missed tackles, 18. Missed a lot of tackles. So I just feel like he's all future. He's not really going to smell the field. And I feel like he's going to play a lot of special teams this year.
What's your grade for the future?
For the future, I like it. You get that tackling
B,
together,
B.
I'm going to give it an A. I'm going to give it an A for the simple fact that I love the potential of it, especially if he can get his tackling together, because he's got really good range, obviously playing safety, love the size. I like that.
So you giving it an A for the future, and you giving it a C for now, for the contention?
I'm giving it a D for now, maybe an F.
Ooh, I love how everybody keep it real.
That's real, bro. I like that.
I love it. And see, that's why it's good to separate these grades. I mean that. Because, see, if we separate these grades, you know where we coming from. Go ahead, Law.
Damn! Yeah. Oh, man. All right, so, God, no. Now, Woo! All right, man. You just you shattered my guy, man. He's one of my favorite picks out of this draft.
Me too.
I give him a B plus for now, and then an A for a future, because when you look at everything that he can do, he brings that to the table. I get it what you say with the tackles, the missed tackles. Reminded me of Dono. Dono had about 18 missed tackles last season. We don't talk about that much because he had 5 sacks, but it goes all the way back a little bit further, because I know he's Dono is a safety and this is a linebacker now. There was a guy that my brother keep reminding me every year, and his name for the 49ers is Talano Hufanga. You know, if you were to give him a grade for the now and future, when they had the 49ers had drafted him, he was a 4'6" guy, didn't show you a lot, but he played with a chip on his shoulder with aggressiveness.
Yeah.
He was a reckless abandonment guy.
Right.
And he himself had 20 missed tackles, right? But nobody's talking about that because they see the passion. So I may see the similar things because these dudes don't tackle anymore. Dono don't tackle right. Hufanga don't tackle right for the 49ers, right? Curse don't tackle right. And now you're seeing that this guy, he really don't rap tackle like you wanted, but he had the mindset and the mentality. So I think that I don't want him to curve those things. Give me the over aggressive guy. Give me the guy that can also cover in the middle of the hook to flat, that can also got those, hey, Boss Cowboy, he also got those DB hips still, you know? So that's why I see high upside, because this is a contract year for J-Rock, right? Contract year for him, and this gonna bring all types of pressure for Jabril Cox. So that's why I give him the A for the future, a B for right now.
All right, OC.
Yeah, man, I think that this guy, in terms of right now, I don't think that he might not play a lot this year. So for those reasons, I'm gonna give it a C plus. But I think that future it'll be B plus. I like his athleticism. I think he's your prototypical, fast linebacker, AK slash big nickel. Obviously, they have doubts about Jabril Cox, or you don't draft a guy like this. Obviously, you got Ron Curse, who is your big nickel, and you got Wilson, who you re-sign on a short-term deal. He probably could end up in the future replacing either one of those guys. So in the future, I think he'll add a lot of value. I just don't see him playing a lot this year unless it's injury. So I think that, in terms of the missed tackles, I had an issue with Cox tackling, but even when he got into the games when he showed improvement on that. And I look at the way a guy misses tackles. He missed tackles just because he's not breaking down, he's not being inside out, and what I call he's shooting his pistol. He's shooting his pistol, but sometimes he's missing when he's shooting his shot. So I think that's something they can clean up in terms of not breaking down and not getting his pads and his eyes up on every tackle. So for the future, I think he'll be solid. Now I think it's moderate. I don't see him getting on the field this year. Too much.
Let me ask you this though, and this is just real quick. Is this like a league situation? Because these guys don't tackle the way they're supposed to be. Like if you look at the way Parsons tackle, he's not a real formative rap tackle guy. What is that? Is that like a league thing that they don't teach that much in college anymore, or are we just overanalyzing the tackling situation on how they tackle?
I think it's how they tackle. Because Curse is an amazing tackler, so
I mean he don't Curse don't miss tackles, but Curse he don't tackle up to form where you wrap. You know what I mean?
Gator roll. Yeah, I think I think it all depends on how these guys are trained, and it depends on their mentalities. I think it's a lot that go into it. But I would just say, to be quick on the pick, I would just say I like it for now and in the future, because I see a ramp up of these type of linebackers, right? And these type of linebackers might play faster than what we think. The reason being because when you start putting all them smaller linebackers in the box, what's happening to them? They getting beat up. Y'all ain't notice how Kurt's getting beat up in that box? So it's and then Cox not even really hitting the field. He might end up playing faster than what we think. You know what I mean? So I like him now, And I would give him a B plus now. I'm gonna give him an A plus into the future. The more I study him, because I comped him to Donovan Wilson, and Mike McCarthy comped him to Donovan Wilson, and Will McClay all comped him to Donovan Wilson. All of us would give Donovan Wilson right now A plus. You know what I mean? So if we seeing Donovan Wilson out of him, but bigger, that's an A plus into the future and a B for right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to Overshown, it's a little bit difficult, right? I feel like both, I would say just from the standpoint of special teams, Mike McCarthy mentioned he's going to be out there on special teams, so he might give us a boost there. But from the future aspect, I was probably thinking about maybe a B minus, and I feel like when it comes to that kind of position, that hybrid linebacker / safety, we already got two young ones already in house with Israel McQuamu and also Marquise Bell. So
5 with those.
Yeah.
If you add Curse, Cox, Bell,
right,
and Israel, you're right. That's 5.
Right. So you already kind of got those that already kind of fit that mold. So it's going to be really up to him now. He kind of put up the picture about he wanted to be a Cowboy and he's excited to be a Cowboy, so that's going to boost him. But there's going to be a lot of competition for him to really cut through. So I'll give him a B minus. Like I said, it's nothing too crazy when it comes to Overshown. Like Big Game said, his tackling. And I know Big Game watches Texas closely. Like he struggled with tackling. Actually, the kid wearing number 0 right now in Texas, I'd probably favor a little bit more. He's only a freshman, right? But I feel like he's going to get quality. Yeah, he's going to. If I could draft the rights to Anthony Hill, I'll do that right now. But yeah, I just feel like when it comes to Overshown, he's going to be a rotational guy. But maybe three years from now, we'll probably see the impact. But I just don't see him cutting through, because remember how hard it was for Jabril Cox to even cut through.
Yeah.
We were sitting there his rookie season saying, "Where's Jabril Cox?" So, I'll give a B minus.
Yeah. So the depth of the room, good analysis.
For me, man, I just want to let y'all know I really, really like the pick. I don't like it for now as much because, so for contingency, I'm gonna say it's a C, because he could do so many things. He's had so many coaches in college that they don't have one set thing. I don't know if they'll have a plan for him other than maybe him playing Will in some packages. I think he's a hook to curl guy. He does very, very good at passing on coverages and stuff like that. Flies to the football like a champion, like effort. He'll chase down something on the backside like it's nothing. So on passing downs, I can see them putting him at will. Because if you think about it, in the San Francisco game, that's where we struggled, where they had Anthony. You know what I'm saying? They were attacking Anthony Barr. They weren't attacking Leighton Vander Esch and those guys in the passing game. So he might be able to help us in certain packages and on special teams. But for the future, I got B plus, because, like I said, hook to girl kind of guy. He might be able to replace one of those safeties when their contract is up, or we're looking for an out. So I think it's a future pick, but he's a hell of a player.
Quick question, DMV, and I need to extend it. Who is your better cover linebacker out of this draft than him?
Who's my better cover linebacker than him?
Yeah, cover. It's just cover, not in any other way. Yeah,
it's probably him, bro. It's
probably him, right? That's what I was exactly. Hit me. I like, this dude can cover, man. But y'all go ahead.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a lot of picks.
That was the same thing with Jabril though too. So
true. Dang, boy.
Why Jabril was better.
My bad. I'm sorry. Shut up. My bad.
No,
yeah.
You doing good, D.
You're right.
Let's kick it back off with you, D.
Okay, for Fehoko. So this was probably my second favorite pick in this draft. For right now, though, I as far as contention, I think it's a C minus, because they're talking about already putting him at the 3 technique, where I think he's more of an edge.
Right.
Now, I think they're going to find out later on, when somebody gets injured and they got to put him in at the edge, that he's more of that in this scheme. But for the future, I think it's a B plus, because he's a bodyguard. Remember, we talked about bodyguards for Micah Parsons, and that's what I think that he is. You know what I'm saying? He plays with very, very strong hands. He's a big boned dude. You know what I'm saying? So B plus for future, C minus for now, because I don't think they're going to know how to use him.
Yeah, when
And
it
y'all
comes
hold
to
on real quick,
Fiocco,
Tuck. I'm sorry. Keep grading
okay.
too. Y'all don't slow down your grades. We want this on record.
Yeah. Yeah, when it comes to Fiocco, as of right now, I would give this a B plus because I feel like if I had to kind of make my guess for who's going to be the Deron Bland out of this class, the player that's going to kind of come out of nowhere and have some impact, I feel like it's going to be him just by the rotation in the interior that DMV just mentioned. So I feel like he's going to have an opportunity to get some lot of opportunity actually on the field, and he can move around. He can play defensive end. I don't think that's where he's going to make his money. I think he's going to make it in the interior, but he's going to be a guy that Dan Quinn will probably like to slide around. And I think earlier on in camp, you're going to see his high motor, his effort, because he's one of the guys who's always going to compete. Very blue collar, very lunch pail guy. But I think Dan Quinn is going to like him, so I feel like he's going to get a lot of opportunity. And I feel like probably mid-season, we'll probably see the impact of Fiocco. So I'm gonna give this a B. Yeah, I'll say B for now. And as far as future, yeah, I'll keep it as a B for the future as well. I feel like this is a both pick. But I can see some impact from Junior this year.
Wow, boy, y'all high on him. Wow.
Yeah, so I'm not quite as high as everybody else is. I think that he's a good college defensive end. And that's what I see when I look at him. He hustles. He has a motor. He's going to work hard. He's the guy that's going to give you his best. I think that in terms of top end quickness and even top end strength, I don't think that he has anything that's elite. And then thus is why he made it all the way to the point he got drafted by us. I do think that, he would need to be bigger to play on the inside. So if they want to, that's the plan for him. I think that's probably, a solid plan. I think that with the depth you have in the room, and I think about Sam Williams, I think about Ghost, and I think about the guy that we just drafted, in the first round. I think about all these other guys in the room, and I'm thinking, okay, where does he get a chance to play? And I don't think that he gets a chance to play a lot this year. I think maybe he's a special teams guy, so I'm giving it a C for this year, and I'll give it a C plus for the future because I think he's a role player on any team that you put him on. I think he's going to be a role player.
Man, I hate giving out those C grades, but that's just what it is for right now. C for right now, and then future. Can I get a possible B? B minus. Because we're looking for limited spots. We can go on the high end and say, yeah, he can take D-Law's spot, but that's not happening. We've been trying to get rid of D-Law since Taco. And Taco rookie season, I know a lot of people would love for Junior Fiocco to have that. 3 sacks, 14 solos, and 1 forced fumble. That was Taco Charlton's rookie year here. So if Fiocco can give you that, we would light ourselves on fire and run around in circles. But it's not going to happen from my thoughts of it. And if they're going to try to squeeze them inside, this could be a knock on the door for Gallimore, Nevon Gallimore to get out of here. So, Neville, I meant to say, to get out of here. So that's where I'm looking at it from here. C for right now, possible B minus in the future.
All right, for me, I'm gonna go with for the now a C minus. I don't think he really, I'm bouncing off OC, but I felt this from the beginning. I love the way he goes hard, like 12 sacks last season. Love the motor, nonstop, strong. But I just feel like this defensive line room is just too thick right now, and we're trying to be the right now. I mean, you still got Michael Parsons going to play on the edge. D-Law, if they don't get rid of Dorrance Armstrong, he's the edge guy. Sam Williams, Dante Fowler. You can slide. Chauncey Golston plays out there too. So I'm like, unless he plays like a freaking madman, where is he going to get opportunity on this line right now, especially with the room the way it is, and you're trying to basically say we're going all in? I don't know where a rookie comes in at a 4th round pick that he's going to have any kind of impact on the game, especially when you got these other guys that are in year 2 and year 3 that are looking to take that next step. For the future, I'm going to say maybe like a B minus because I still need to, I don't know if he is a guy that's going to be a starter in the league. So, I don't think he may just be a rotational guy. So I'm not as high as the other guys, just my opinion. I think he's just going to be more of a rotational piece. and not maybe that impact type player. So I'm gonna give it a low B, possible C for the future.
All right, so I'm gonna say for now I'm gonna give it a D because he ain't gonna play at all. It's that defensive line room is too deep. He not playing. If Sam Williams had trouble getting on the field, he not playing, y'all. It would have to be some massive injuries for him to see the field. So for D for now. But I would give it an A for the future because I feel like Dan Quinn is trying to go for his Bennett. I think that's what he's trying to do. I think he got a vision to create a Bennett in this dude. And all of us will take Bennett. And I do trust Dan Quinn when he beating the drum for a particular guy in the trenches. I think he know what he sees, and I think his eyes are terrific when it comes down to getting guys in those trenches. He's willing to experiment. He's a mad scientist in that area, and I like what they're trying to do with this guy into the future, and I think it's going to pay off. Not more so because of what I saw out of college, but what I believe Dan Quinn is trying to do. So, Big, we going to start back with you, man, but we go skip Eric Scott, and we go skip Sam, because it's going to take us too long. I'm trying to get
man.
And then none of them going to play no way. So
Okay,
it's good.
I do
Go
it.
to
We can do it
Deuce Vaughn.
faster.
Go
All
to
you
Deuce.
preachers, man, y'all
No.
take it all day.
And we ain't taking all day. It's 11 o'clock. Let's go to Deuce.
Yeah, we're about to jump.
Yeah, let's go to Deuce, man. I ain't finna talk, man. You boys.
Let's go to Deuce and get it.
Y'all
Let's call it.
giving full analysis. Lawton already gave his analysis in the beginning.
Right.
I done messed the game up. I gave one by one.
Let's just go to
Tuck
Deuce.
went hard too.
Man.
Now,
Now, bro. Y'all take it all
Tuck
day.
on the analysis too, but you know Tuck went hard in the draft.
Yeah.
Let me start. I'm gonna start with Deuce. I give
Okay, and
Deuce,
don't be long.
I'm not gonna be long. I'm gonna give Deuce. I'm gonna give Deuce a B for now. I'm gonna give a B. I'm gonna also give it a B into the future. I'm gonna say one thing quick about Deuce. I was one of those weird guys that never looked at the draft scene because I feel sorry for what's gonna happen with Deuce. Because eventually, in Cowboy Nation, please don't do Deuce like we've done Zeke, like we've done other people that gave their bones for this organization like Dez. Let's be sensitive with Deuce. Because, see, I thought about this. The same dad who cried when they drafted him, it's going to be the same dad that's eventually going to have to talk about how it's time to replace his son. Something that's so great is tomorrow gonna be super bad, and it's inevitable. It's inevitable because it's not for long NFL, and he been there since his son was a boy. That means he gonna likely be there when his son get through his tenure with the Cowboys. And it's just I'm looking into the future and I feel sorry for him. But in terms of the player, I love his electricity. I think he gonna really be exciting. But at the same time, I thought it was better out there, so I'm B now and B into the future. Was that quick enough?
No.
That still was long-winded.
That was long-winded. Damn.
Yeah, still was long-winded.
Long-winded, man.
Man, my bad.
You Pentecostals over here, man.
I might as well go right quick since I'm talking. I'll be quick. For the now, B. For the future, B. And I like him. I think he's electric. Just make sure, hey, he had Darren Sproles played over there at K-State. Do the same thing. Go watch Darren Sproles tapes in San Diego, Philly, and New Orleans Cowboys and figure out how to get him on the field because he'll make some plays.
Right. All right, that was quick. You did good. Way better than me.
Uh-huh.
All right, I got it right here. For the future, A. For now, A. Why I say that? Because they're not going to use him as an every down back. We're going to be utilizing this guy as a split back / scat back. He's going to be the guy that's going to catch the ball out of the backfield. The new duo is here. He averaged 5.6 yards in his collegiate career. Tony Pollard averaged 5.1 yards after contact. This dude can get grimy with it, and I think that he's going to bring all of that to the table. I know I'm a little biased to it because I love the underdog story. The guy 5'5", 175 pounds, man. So yeah, let's go. I like it.
Very concise.
Yeah, I think that for Deuce, man, he's going to help you with punt returns. He's going to help you out in the backfield. He's going to help you in the screen game. He's going to make some explosive plays for you even this year. So I'll give him a B. He'll be behind Tony Pollard. But if Tony Pollard gets injured of any sort, he's an explosive, good change of pace. I will give him an A for the future. And the future, in my opinion, is the next 3 years after his rookie year. So like the pick, excited about what he's going to do. And I want to see how electric he is when he gets on this field.
Concise. Y'all doing so much better.
No second contract. Get him first contract. Get him up out of there. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm giving this a B. I'm giving this a B for now, just simply because Tony Pollard's in the way. But I'm giving it an A+ for the future because once Tony Pollard moves on next year, you have your future explosive running back. I got to watch Deuce up close and personal covering the Big 12. Some in the Big 12 championship game versus TCU. This kid's electric. He can do a lot of things great. And like I said, I just love the pick. This was kind of the pick that I was like, all right, it made me kind of forgive everything that else happened before a little bit. So love Deuce Vaughn. I feel like he's going to kind of just work his way in until we move on from Tony Pollard next year. But once he's one of those guys, Cowboys fans are going to love him. So love the pick. A+ for the future, B for now.
Yeah, man, I don't know if y'all are Major League fans, but give me Vaughn. Man, I got a B+ for the future. I got a B for right now. My comp to him was a Kevin Falk, Dave Meggett type. I think he's going to be around the league for a while, and I think that he's a perfect fit for the West Coast offense for what you asked the running back to do. Getting him in space, making people miss. So this was an excellent pick by us. Excellent pick.
That's the Cowboys I know. That's the Cowboys I know and got Deuce.
Y'all done talked me into an A. Yeah. But my final words. Man, first of all, thank everybody, man. This was a dream team. I really enjoyed it. I hate that the draft is over because that means that we not doing these draft shows no more. So, you know, because you guys was fantastic, you know. I want to say especially, you know, shout out to the new people rocking with the final word. J Tuck, you know what I'm saying, DMV. Like, just made themselves at home from day one. I always felt comfortable. I always felt that good energy. I always just prepared. Good debate. Didn't kiss no butts. Didn't come in here scared to speak their mind. They was with the shit. Oh, excuse me. I didn't mean to curse. They was with it. You know what I mean? You know, so like this is something y'all let us know, man. Do we got to run this back every year or what? Y'all let me know. Because I say absolutely. Like I enjoyed it. Like I think this is something, and it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. That's the thing. So my final word is, man, great job, everybody. I had fun working with everybody, and y'all made me smarter. Y'all made me really step my game up. Y'all made me really have to go to the lab and study that much more. So I really enjoyed this final word draft edition more than almost any time during the year. So some kind of way we got to figure out how to keep some kind of thing going. We'll talk about that. We'll figure that out on the back end. But this particular season, man, I loved it, and I can't wait till we do this again. That's my final word.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and go next. My final word is once I'm gonna bounce off boss with DMV and Tuck being on here for the final word draft show. I'm gonna be honest with you, I wasn't on the draft as much as I've been in the past. So really listening to Tuck and DMV really break some things down, really show me some things, help me learn some things. You know what I mean? Put some players that I didn't know about really on. I really appreciated that, especially being able to be on the show with them and being able to have it live. So that's really my biggest final word out of it all. You know, I had a good time with the draft. Ready to get ready for camp and all that good stuff. But mainly my final word is to shout out to the DMV and Tuck for doing an excellent job on the final word draft show.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the entire panel, man. It's been real, man, doing this and then doing this post draft show. You know, Cowboys are the Cowboys, man. We picked up some good pieces that can help us at least at depth and minimum with a few players that we hope really splash. So I'm hoping to see those guys splash early in the season, and we'll see what we're gonna get, man. And that's my final word.
Real quick, it's 240 people, only 199 likes. Everybody, take a second and hit that like button. Don't be a lurker, okay? That's kind of weird. Like to be sitting here with all this good old content, with all this good debate that y'all saw, and it was real. It was no faking. All this stuff we were fighting about was real.
No doubt. And round of applause to the OC Wi-Fi again, man. Come on, y'all.
Yeah. Oh, clap it
Yeah.
up.
I had to say that, OC, man. You know,
Clap it up.
that boy good. Always OC, man. OC came in here with 5, man.
Man,
Yes,
don't it feel so good to just get some good old Wi-Fi out that OC?
Man, I can't wait for the film breakdowns now from the OC.
Oh man, I'm gonna go ahead and hit that button even though it ain't no film, just to pretend. Ooh.
The OC.
Clap it up for the OC Wi-Fi.
The film breakdown.
Y'all super chats have paid off. We finally cleaned up y'all gifts and donations have paid off.
It paid off.
Yeah, man. So I'll go, man. Once again, y'all, thanks for having me on, for the invite, man. This has been a blast. It's made the draft season fun. It's a grueling process. It's a lot of work, but week by week, man, you guys push me to my limits. And you know what? I ain't gonna be humble, man. We smoked this draft, y'all. Like we literally we smoked this draft, y'all.
Yeah,
Like,
we did. Yeah.
We smoked the hell out this draft, man. The point of purple and picks, like all these prospects besides Eric Scott, that's the only prospect y'all probably never heard about because I still can't find film on the kid. You know what I'm saying? So, for the most part, like even the undrafted guys from Isaiah Land and Darrell Johnson and Earl Bostic, who from the University of Kansas, like there's so many players that we've spoken about, whether on this show or on Twitter, that you guys should be informed. And that's what I really enjoy the most, is just educating the community. And what it's actually done is it's put more eyes, not just from Cowboys fans, but just around the NFL. I got Chicago Bears fans, New York Jets fans, like all types of fans now seeing what we do in our community because, like I said last night, we spoil Cowboys Nation. Not every fan base gets what we do. So, I just love it. These are my brothers, man. You guys push me. Next year, we definitely got to do it again. I'm excited for the future of the show because I already got visions in my mind how to take it bigger to the next level. So
let's get it.
Everyone who tuned in week by week, we appreciate you guys and I love it. But at the end of the day, y'all, we can't change the draft. Now it's time to get behind our players and support them and go get this championship, man. And that's my final word.
Love it.
No doubt.
Yeah, man. Y'all all had excellent final words, and I appreciate you guys for having me on because I know that I was like the wild card of the bunch. I know that like Jay Tuck was like, get DMV on. So I really appreciate y'all, welcoming me and allowing me to come in and be part of the team. This was a different experience. It was something that I look forward to every week. It kept me sharp, and really just the brotherhood of it all was something that I look forward to doing next year and, doing more work and as we go along because it's a long off season.
Yeah.
It's a long off season, so we got to figure out some stuff. And really, to be honest, I think what we were able to do here, fellas, was we were able to we set a trend here with Draft Talk. A lot of people were following what we were saying, and a lot of people were creating articles and things off of what we were doing. So I'm very proud of what we were able to do and bring here. And again, thank you all for having me.
No doubt, man. Always great, man, to do these type of exercise of the final word with all of you guys. Shout out to Coach Marv for the $5 super chat. He got some news out there that he said Law is there's news out there with Armstrong. He is on the hot spot like Basham. So look for some tractions to happen from there. Appreciate you, Coach Marv. Hey, everybody, man, I thank you guys for allowing me to get to 100K. I would not be here if it wasn't for you all. And I really appreciate us being all here working together, going over players and keep us from going insane during the off season. It literally feels like there's no days off because boss push out content The OC got breakdowns. My guy Big Game James got unbelievable work. Jay Tuck got unbelievable work. DMV got unbelievable work too. So everybody come together and then they lay out their plans and everything looks smoothly and we get a chance to bounce our ideas, whether we agree or disagree. I love it, man. I couldn't want for anything else for the Cowboys universe or Megaverse over here, man. So I appreciate y'all. Let's go. That's my thoughts. DC for life, not for short. Salute.
That's it. All right, that's the final word, man. Y'all take it easy, man, and we gonna be back. We gonna
appreciate the mods too, man. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. He said I'm at 102 now. Yeah, baby. Hey, we have another party when we get to 105. You're gonna have to get 105 to get on in over here. Let me get on in 105. 0.3, the law.
Let's go. Yeah, see, we gotta get you up to 1 million. See, if we get you up to 1 million, that means I'm gonna be at 100,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm cool with that.
You right at 6K right now.
Hey, man,